Alright, sorry for the delay, Peanuts, but a few people were a bit late and they didn't give me their note. Didn't get a late note.
Was I?
My
Well,
bad.
yeah, I suppose I was a bit late, I guess.
Uh,
But
uh,
I thought you see, I because every time I watched you never started until my time, 12 o'clock.
well, that's
So,
because people are late.
but no, I could have
Alright,
shut up at 11:30.
sorry
Really, I
for the
wasn't really
delay,
doing anything much of a
Peanuts.
different.
I got a few people were a bit late. YouTube, and they. There we go. Sorry about that. Yeah.
It might have been me actually because I had my live stream unmuted, so that might have been me.
No, I was. It was definitely
Oh,
me.
did you? Oh, okay, fair enough. We'll
I'm
blame you
just,
then.
I'm just watching Monk's Fractals. Wait a minute, they're moving on the YouTube, but they're not moving in here.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out how to work OBS. It's been a while.
Yeah, but they're working out there. Or they did.
It did for a bit, but then it stopped.
Oh.
I know.
Yeah, I've kind of forgotten how to use OBS as well now as well. I
I'm
can
not
record
running.
stuff,
I don't
but
think
that's about
mine's
it.
running through. Oh, yeah, mine's running through OBS to have that flag and that there with the camera on. But I got a normal camera that I run it through OBS that way
There we go.
as media.
Yeah, it's working now. There you go.
Oh yeah,
Yep.
here we go.
That's one of the gifts I created, but it's not my best work.
Oh, you're learning the mechanics of it's the main thing, and then once you do the fractals, then you can play it. That's cool. That.
Yeah.
Geez, that's mesmerizing.
Isn't it? Funky, psychedelic. Is that a word?
It gets down to there, and then I start to lose resolution, so I
Ah.
stopped it at that point. You can see the big blobby bits. They've actually got
You know how
much more detail to them.
You know how some of these flurfers complain about certain things in nature, and fractals is one of those things that actually is in nature.
Yep.
And we can model it.
So you see got the usual crowd
here.
out there.
We've got
John
the
Brainy,
usual Peanuts so far.
Dave Cannabis.
Even thank
Fred
God
Bailey.
it's flat.
Right.
Fred said he's
Thank
turd.
God it's Fred's still out there. Oh, he's still. Oh, yeah, he's there. Yeah.
So who was first if Fred was turd?
Fred was turd.
Can
333
we
and a
do
turd.
a request instead for Fractals Fraggles? What?
Fraggle Rock. Fractus Fragalis. Fractals Fraggles. I have no idea what that is.
Right, what I got for... Because I'm trying to tie in navigation, the explorers, with the navigational tools that...
Ooh.
That
You see your OBS and everything now.
Oh, wrong one.
Yep.
You see your car on your script, your desktop.
Yeah, I shared the wrong thing, did I?
Might have done. Don't know.
We
could see that screen, but we could see everything else as well.
Yeah. Sorry.
There you go.
There you go.
There you
All right,
go.
they can't see this yet, but this one's from the encyclopedia, so I'll just scroll down. So it tells you what it is there, and the earliest navigation, mathematicians, those guys. What else does it say? That's as basic as it goes to. That's that one. What was this one? Oh, that's the compass. That's the wrong one. What's this one? Ah, shit. Looks like I'm gonna... No, I got rid of that. Let's go. What is sextant? But I thought it showed what is a sextant. I don't know if the grammar's not right here.
I'm going to say, what is sextant?
Yeah, I know. That's what I couldn't work out when I read it. It's got some
Well,
pictures. How does it work?
It looks like it explains the section pretty well.
Errors, adjustable errors. That one.
There you go. It's pretty good.
Pointers.
It's
Use.
easy to read as well. That one.
Yeah, care and maintenance. I thought I had another one. I'll just check to see if there's one more. I thought I was missing one. Just check to see if there was the other one. They're down in stream topic, and I don't think you guys have got that link. That was, which one's that one? Understanding Marine. Yeah, I got that one. Section in the encyclopedia, which would have been encyclopedia.com. Yeah, I got that one. That's compass. That we already did that. Arab guy. Ocean Navigator. What was that one? Who really invented it? I don't think we've read that one. Who actually invented it? Sure we did. I can't remember what I read now.
I think that site you showed just a moment ago was pretty good because
Yeah,
I have no idea
I don't want to get.
I
Yeah, it's no point in getting into it too much. Those other ones.
No, I have no idea how a sextant works. I haven't got a first clue. I know what it does, but I haven't got a clue how it works or how to use one.
Yeah, I know. I
wouldn't
thought
know
that's why I thought one of them would be interesting. So you got that. You got those two. You got the Understanding Marine one or the Encyclopedia one. I think that one there might be more better to read. We don't want to do too much for that. Well, me and Maud, we'll find out what they're reading eventually. That's right. Terry said 4. Did I say 4?
Isn't it? Yeah, I think you might have done. Yeah.
Oh,
okay. That's a band letter number, isn't it?
Yeah, we're not allowed to. Yeah, can't
oh,
say.
Damn, said it again. Damn. We're both saying it.
Did I say the wrong? Press the wrong thing then. Alright.
But John Rapp, you said it as well. So and Stevie B. Yeah, they both said 4.
Don't know if that's
They'll
worth
have to be muted out there.
He said it again.
I don't think
Blasphemer!
Stone him! Stone him!
Well, that's at 100% there anyway, so that's just as easy to read. There's not a lot here. So this is from some sort of encyclopedia.com.
Are there any women here?
No.
No. Every time I hear the quotes from those movies, I'm thinking, what's the point of watching the movies? Everyone's told me all the best bits already.
Well, you always remember the best bits. You always quote the best bits, don't you? Really, those kind of movies, especially comedy ones or funny ones like Life of Brian.
Yeah. He's not the Messiah. He's just a very naughty boy.
Now piss off. Oh, sorry, did I swear?
No, you can say P. You can say the P word.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah. Not the other P word, but that P word's fine.
Yeah, that P word's okay. Yeah, what did the Romans ever do for us?
Any culture, law and order.
Aqueducts.
Aqueducts, yeah. Aqueducts.
Terry's been banned from the golf course because he refuses to yell.
Yeah, but that's a different kind of number.
One of them.
That one.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, that's different.
Yeah. It's not actually the number.
No, it's not the number. Yeah, so you can say 4. See, I can get away with that. It's not.
Yeah, but what are they yelling at that for?
That's a good question. I don't know. Maybe we should investigate that.
So it's a short form of saying, look out before me. I'm about to hit this bloody thing. Anybody in front of me, watch your heads.
When I used to play golf with my mates, usually it was kind of like, look out! We'll
leave it to the peanuts to find out for us Somebody out there Google and find out why you got to yell that when you're playing golf. See if anyone can find it. Okay, sextant. A sextant is a navigational instrument that uses a telescope and angular scale to calculate latitude and longitude. Making a measurement with a sextant is called sighting the object or taking a sight. The optical instruments called sextants have been used as navigation aids for centuries, especially by seafarers. The sextant replaced the astrolabe, which was used by ancient astronomers for navigation. In its simplest form, a sextant consists of an eyepiece, where was I? And an angular scale, called the arc, fitted with an arm to mark degrees. By manipulating the parts, a user can measure the angular distance between two celestial bodies, usually Earth and either the Sun or the Moon. The observer can thereby calculate his or her position by latitude by using a trigonometric operation known as triangulation. The word sextant derives from a Latin term for 1/6 of a circle, 60 degrees. Hey, John, you're right. That's what John said out in the peanuts. This term is applied generally to a variety of instruments today, regardless of the spans of their arcs. One of the earliest precursors to the sextant was referred to as a latitude hook. This invention of the Polynesians could only be used to travel from one place to another, one place at one latitude to another at the same latitude. The hook end of the device served as a frame for the North Star, a fixed celestial body also known as Polaris. By sighting the star through the hook at the tip of the wire, one could discover if the ship was off course, if the horizon line did not exactly intersect the straight tip at the opposite end. Navigator and discoverer Christopher Columbus, circa 1451 to 1506, probably either originally from Italy or Spain, used a quadrant during his maiden voyage. The measuring was done... somebody knocking at the door. The measuring was done... where are we? By a plumb bob.
By a plumb bob.
A little weight hung by a string that was easily disturbed by the pitching or acceleration of a ship. The biggest drawback to such intermediate versions of the sextant was the persistent requirement to look at both the horizon and chosen celestial body at once. This always introduced a reading error caused by ocular parallax, which could set a navigator up to 90 mile or 145 mile off course. Inventions such as the cross-staff, backstaff, C-ring and nocturnal could not ease the tendency towards such errors. Although English physicist and mathematician Sir Isaac Newton, 1642-1727, discovered the principle that guides modern sextants and even designed a prototype in 1700, English inventor John Hadley, 1682-1744, in England and American optician and inventor Thomas Godfrey, 1704-1749, in the United States, simultaneously constructed working models of the double reflecting sextant 30 years later. These machines depended upon two mirrors placed parallel to each other, as in a periscope, just the way a transversing line cuts two parallel lines at matching angles. A ray of light bounces on and off first one, then another mirror. One displaces the mirrors by adjusting the measuring arm along the arc, in order to bring a celestial object into view. The number of degrees of this displacement is always half the angular altitude of the body in relation to the horizon. Although it has been largely replaced by radar and laser surveillance technology, the sextant is still used by navigators of small craft and applied to simple physics experiments. Marine sextants depend upon the visual horizon of the sea's surface as a baseline. Air sextants were equipped with a liquid, a flat pane of glass, and a pendulum or gyroscope to provide an artificial horizon. I think that's all there is for that.
You can kind of see why, like for instance, in any of the world's navies or the Royal Navy, say for instance, or the Merchant Navy, why the officer class were kind of the ones that did all this kind of thing, because the average sailor wouldn't be able to do the math. They didn't have the education. In fact, most of the time they didn't have any education. So, and of course, those days you paid for your education. Everything was all you had to pay for it. So you can see why, yeah. Why it was only the officers that did navigation.
Well, the ones that sailed from the England side and went across the Atlantic and hit the Americas, I don't even know if they really knew exactly where they were ending up. If there could have been discrepancies in their navigation.
Well, it wasn't so much that; it's just that it was undiscovered lands. They didn't know what was there. They all they knew, for all they knew, it was just more open sea. They could plot their way to a certain extent, but until they come across something, something. Yeah.
Wasn't that how they called Indians because they thought they hit India?
I don't know.
Oh, that's what I heard, a story, a rumour.
Oh. Yeah, I suppose that could be true.
I don't know. I could be wrong. I could be wrong.
Paul's here stuffing his face. Hey, Paul.
Hey, Paul. Oh, there goes the duck.
Got a meeting.
There's that duck again. It's the same one, I tell you.
Yep. Lots of ducks.
Yeah, which one?
That one over there.
Oh, right. Yeah, no, I see it now.
It's over there. See it hiding behind the other one?
What, that one?
Yeah, over there. Yeah, that one.
Or the other one?
No, the other one. The one over to the right.
The other one. All right. Okay.
Yeah. Oh dear. Have we got a clue, Mr. Clue Man?
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Can I get it? Am I going to get it again?
He's a pretty well-known mathematician.
Oh shit! No, I'm not going to get it now.
No.
Einstein relied on him.
Is it the first name David?
It is.
And is he known for his spaces?
He is.
Known for his what?
Spaces.
Spaces.
Yes. Yes.
Matt, do you know the rules for the quizzes?
Yes,
not Matt. Not Matt. I'm Monk. Sorry, I got two M's here. I'm going to get confused.
You are. It's been long enough that I don't remember it all.
Oh, okay. Internal chat for us is where we type all, and if you want to be discreet, you can also in the internal chat. You can just go to Paul directly.
Yep,
if you want to just sort of discreet. But generally, it's just
sorry
everyone.
if I've given too many clues to the outside.
Yeah.
No, that's okay. That's about. I would have given the same clues pretty much anyway.
I'm trying to think of someone, a
So
mathematician
it's
with
D
the last
something
name
something
H.
something H something.
It is H something. You are correct there, Matt.
Yep. You have indeed managed to read out the initials.
Yeah, I was trying to be clever, but it's not working very well. No, I'm clueless, totally clueless.
Honestly, it was the Einstein bit that gave it away for me.
Okay, good.
Now
I'm not completely scientifically illiterate.
Now there's not
we have got some answers out in the peanut gallery, Paul. So.
We do.
Good. Not just no.
Who we got?
Paul is eating a duck. Doris. It kind of did look like because he was reaching down like one of the ducks.
pulling a fresh duck
with a fork.
He's just picking up a fresh duck.
Yeah.
You need some feathers there in your hand as you're picking it up, like, and drop the feathers and go, yep, there's a duck. How do you like Monk's fractal?
Yeah,
It
Oh,
did that one
it's the
myself.
Mandelbrot set, right?
Yep,
It is
that is cool.
possibly the best known fractal.
We do have a correct answer out in the peanuts now from Carl Edwards.
Oh, Carl. Carl.
Just to
Carl,
formalise it,
Carl. Where
let's
are
pop
you?
that in there.
David
There we
Hilbert.
go.
No, I wouldn't have
Never heard
got
of
that. Not that one.
Hilbert Space.
Okay. I've got just enough time to quickly do this, and then might miss out on Lindsay tonight because Matt has some important information
Well, it's
to
not-
convey to us.
It's not important. It's just
Hey,
fun information.
I was putting you on a pedestal there. Jeez.
Oh, thanks, Terry.
I'll grasp at any straw to avoid watching Lindsay.
Oh, you do remember Lindsay, but you forget everything else.
Oh boy, do I! That stuck with me.
No, for those of you who don't know, me and Terry had a chat, and I thought it might be a good idea to do on a Wednesday, just like a quick update of what's been happening in the world of space exploration and rockets and all that kind of stuff. Because it's my
Yeah.
thing, so I thought
That's
5 or
a
10
good
minutes
idea.
talk about things like that. So
I just thought the Peanuts might like a break from Lindsay sometimes.
as we know, there's a lot of stuff happening, suppose in the commercial world of space exploration at the moment. So I thought it might be quite a good idea to give a little update and talk about it, maybe, or chat about it, just informal, just sort of like
Well,
have a little natter
we'll
about it.
breeze through this because this doesn't look it. It's got a lot to read, but it's got some other information for you, Matt. So
You want to read a bit?
yeah, you can. Well, actually, there's not a lot here to read actually. So
No, that's all right. That's okay.
you can do the reading
Oh, okay.
as long as those
Okay,
fleas
what-
will let you.
Oh, don't announce it to everybody, Terry. Jesus.
Oh, okay.
Thanks, Terry.
They wouldn't know what I'm talking about. They don't know what I'm. They
You'd
got
be
no idea what I'm talking about.
You'd be telling everybody about my crabs now. Oh shit! Did I say that out loud now?
I told you to go and get that cream.
I know. Well, I thought that was from a rash. An
Oh,
embarrassing rash. Anyway, anyhow, what is sextant? Now, shouldn't that be what is a sextant?
yeah, I know somebody grammar not good.
Somebody grammar not no good.
No.
The sextant is an instrument used to measure angles, mainly used at sea. The tool is named because it is an arc is 1/6 of a circle, 60 degrees. It adheres to the principle of double reflection, hence it can measure angles up to 120 degrees. Practically speaking, the arc of the sextant is a little over 60 degrees, and therefore the total angle measurable is about 130 degrees. Sextant is an essential tool for celestial navigation, is used to measure the angle between horizon and visible object or two objects at sea. The sextant is used to measure the following: vertical sextant angle, VSA, or horizontal sextant angle, HSA, and altitudes. Scroll down a bit, too.
Ah, that would help.
Yeah, I haven't got X-ray vision. Principle of the sextant. When a ray of light is reflected by a plane mirror, the angle of the incident ray is equal to the angle of the reflected ray. When the incident ray, reflected ray, and the normal lie on the same plane, or not on the same plane, when a ray of light suffers two successful reflections in the same plane by two plane mirrors, the angle between the incident ray and the reflected ray is twice the angle between the mirrors. Yeah, that makes complete sense. I'd have to read that about 3 times. Yeah.
Try to work that one out.
Yeah.
Need a diagram.
Yeah, that's a good diagram. Different parts of a sextant. A sextant is shaped in the form of a sector, 60 degree or 1/6 of a circle. It is the reason the navigational instrument is called a sextant. Latin word for 1/6 is sextans.
I didn't know you could read Latin.
Vini Vidi Vici. That's about all I know. The sexta-shaped part is called the frame. A horizontal mirror is attached to the frame along with the index mirror, shade glass, sunshades, telescope, graduate scale, and micrometer drum gauge. There you go. If you scroll down a bit, we can see that.
I keep
See
losing
the
my mouse.
diagram. Yeah, you're right.
There we go. I don't
Oh,
think
yeah,
I've made it
starting to make
small
a
enough to
difference.
see it all in one go.
Oh yeah, I see
But
what I
we
mean.
can
The
see the
horizontal mirror there.
mirrors.
Yeah.
Shade light. Somebody's got a real one, I heard, in our community somewhere.
Oh, very good.
Yeah,
Take a
find out.
photo of it and then send us it, and
Yeah, maybe they should
put it up
get them on
sometime.
to actually.
And there's a video
Oh, we
about
got
a
no.
body guess.
No.
No, you don't want to.
Straight past
Moving on.
videos.
The normal graduations of the arc to the left of 0, extending from 0 to 130 degrees, are referred to as on the arc. To the right of 0 degrees, the graduations extend for a few degrees and referred to as the OFF, the arc, off the arc. Sorry. When reading off the arc, graduations of the micrometer should be read in the reverse direction. 59 as of 1 and 55 as of 1, and so on and so on. Errors of the sextant. The errors can be classified as adjustable errors or non-adjustable errors. Adjustable on board and not adjustable on board. Adjustable errors of a sextant. Error perpendicularity. Yeah,
Yep.
perpendicularity.
Nicely done.
Yeah. Thanks, Mike. You know what? You know, sometimes you can read a word and you know what it says in your head, but then kind of get it out your mouth is another challenge.
Yep.
This is caused when the index glass is not perpendicular to the plane of the instrument. To check for this, clamp the index bar about the middle of the arc and holding the sextant horizontally with the arc away from you. Look obliquely into the index mirror till the arc of the sextant and the reflection on the index mirror are seen simultaneously. If in alignment, the error does not exist. If not, turn the adjustment screw at the back of the index glass until they are aligned. Side error. This is caused by the horizon glass not being perpendicular to the plane of the instrument. Clamp the index bar at 0 degrees, hold the sextant vertically and look at the heavenly body. I love the term heavenly body, don't you?
Has a different meaning today than in the past, doesn't it?
Yeah, exactly. Yes, it does. Yeah.
A little bit, yeah.
A little bit. Turn the micrometer one way and then the other while looking at the body. I can't stop laughing now.
Sorry, I'm not helping.
No, we're not.
No.
Seriously.
Reflected image of the body will move above and below the direct image and should pass exactly over it. If the reflected image passes to the left or the right of the direct image, side error exists. This error can be removed by turning the second adjustment screw, the top screw behind the horizon glass, into the true and reflected horizons appear in the same line. Scroll up a bit. Index error. This is caused if the index mirror and the horizon glass are not exactly parallel to each other when the index is set to 0 degrees. Basically, this is the difference between the optical 0 of the sextant and its graduated 0, termed off the arc, as we said before. If the optical 0 lies to the right of the graduated 0, and termed on the arc if the optical 0 lies to the left of the graduated 0. There are 3 methods of obtaining the index error of a sextant. First one is by observing the horizon. Clamp the index to 0 degrees, holding the sextant vertical, look at the horizon. The reflected image and the direct image should appear in a perfect line. If not, turn the micrometer until they coincide exactly. The reading of the micrometer on or off the arc gives the IE. B, by observing the star or planet. Didn't say heavenly body this time. Clamp the index at 0 degrees and holding the sextant vertical, look at the star or planet. The reflected and direct image must coincide. If not, turn the micrometer till they do. The reading of the micrometer on or off the arc gives the IE. C, by observing the sun. Set the index at about 32 degrees on the arc. Hold the sextant vertical, look at the sun using the shades. Yeah, you need to. The reflected image of the sun would appear below the direct image. Turn the micrometer until their closer limbs just touch. Note reading on the arc. Set the index to about 32 degrees off the arc and look at the sun. The reflected image of the sun would appear above the direct image. Turn the micrometer until their closer limbs just touch. Note reading off the arc. The name of the IE is the name of the reading having a higher numerical value. It makes you wonder how accurate was a sextant in terms of I suppose it's all down to the skill of the person using it, I guess. But
Yep.
I suppose
Very accurate.
Oh, hello.
Surprisingly accurate.
Surprisingly accurate, is it? Oh, there you go. Well,
Yeah.
within miles, or we're talking less than that, even
Less than
parts
that.
less than that, parts of a
A
kilometer.
few hundred yards.
Wow.
It's
Okay.
possible.
Oh, okay.
Oh, and not to correct you, but I'll correct you.
That's all right. That's okay.
It's not 32 degrees. It's 32 minutes.
32 minutes. Yeah. Yeah.
That's
uh-huh.
that's
I'm
the
not- well,
width
after I
of
said
the
it, I like
sun,
it.
basically. Yeah. Or
Yeah.
the moon.
Error of collimation. Is that correct? Is that reading that right?
Yes,
Error
that's
of
right.
collimation?
Yep.
This is due to the axis of the telescope not being parallel to the plane of the instrument. The telescope is attached to the sextant in such a manner that it cannot tilt. These modern sextants are therefore not provided with any collimating screws. Well, there you go. There's a modern one. Would naval personnel, either in the merchant navy or any of the military navies in the world, actually are they trained to use that at all?
You betcha.
All right, okay.
Yeah, it's
Still
courtesy
even
of Navy. Looks like the Navy must practice using it in that one.
Yeah.
Yes, of course, modern day sextants are made of prefamulated amulite to eliminate the side fumbling, but continue.
Oh, he's on one of these moves today, isn't he? Non-adjustable errors of a sextant. Graduation error. Due to the inaccurate graduation of the main scale of the arc of the 2 micrometer verniers. 1 second, sorry, hold on, guys.
Okay.
Can somebody else carry on reading?
Yeah.
The graduation error, isn't that what Anthony Riley suffered from?
No, that was a graduation failure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll be back in a few minutes, guys. Sorry.
Okay. Centering error. Caused if the pivot of the index bar is not situated at the geometric centre of the arc. This can be caused due to a manufacturing defect or due to careless handling. Shade error.
Yeah, don't hit people with your sextant.
Yeah, don't hit people. Yeah. The shade should be so mounted that their glass surfaces are normal to the rays of the light passing through them. If not, the distortion would result. The greater number of shades used, the greater the chances of distortion. Optical errors. Caused by prismatic errors of the mirrors or aberrations in the telescope lens. Wear on the rack and worm. This causes a backlash, leading to inconsistent errors. Wearing down of the worm can be due to a lack of lubrication. The presence of dust particles, careless handling. There's a picture of another one. There we go. Even though they look slightly different, but they all principally, they're all the same principle. Dip. This is the angle at the observer between the plane of the observer's sensible horizon. Oh, okay, the observer's sensible horizon. Is that the apparent horizon or is that the geometric horizon? One of them. And the direction to his visible horizon. Oh, okay, this will confuse the flatties for that one. Dip occurs because the observer is not at sea level. The value of dip increases as the height of eye of observer increases. The values of dip are given in the cover page of the Nautical Almanac and in nautical tables. Norris, as a function of the height of the eye. Okay, we've got.
So in other words, even sailors back in those days recognised that the horizon did not rise to eye level.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
Pointers on the use of the sextant. Always check the errors before use. Focus the telescope while looking at the horizon and make a mark on the circumference of the stem. During use, hold the sextant steady. For this, stand with feet slightly apart for balance, with hands holding the sextant steady. While observing the altitude of a celestial body, remember to swing the sextant to the other side. The body will appear to move along the arc. Measure altitude at the lowest point of this arc. Stand as close as far. That's an oxymoron, isn't it? Close or far, as practicable to the centre line of the ship. Use appropriate dark shades while observing the sun. Yes. If backlash error exists, remember to rotate the micrometer in one direction only. Altitudes of stars and planets should be taken during twilight. Nighttime sextant observation should be avoided so far as practical. The strong moonlight gives the illusion of a good horizon, which is most probably false. Oh, okay, that's interesting. While observing the HSA, set the index at 0. Look at the object on the right through the telescope. Gradually swing the index around and finish while facing the object on the left. When measuring VSA, look at the top of the object, set the index at 0 and look at the top of the object. VSA equals height of the object in meters. Is that math? Something 1852 x tan VSA? I think that's all.
They could have written that out better, but yeah.
Yeah, they could have. I think that's it. Then we just get into the maintenance, so that's okay. Keep it clean, yeah. Do not bump it. Put in a box when not using it. All the normal things of looking
Coat
after
home
it.
and rack with Vaseline.
Yeah. Any precision instrument like this, you should keep it dust free and keep it clean and lubricated. Avoid exposure to sunlight. So if you're outside on the ship and you're using it, don't do it in the sun.
Don't do it in the sun. Noted.
Yeah. When taking bearings on the sun,
Yeah,
stay out of the sunlight.
yeah, exactly. Well, that's what it says. Okay. Oh, that'll do for now. I'll have to get. There seems to be some more information in amongst all that. We'll have to look into. Get out of there. How do you get rid of that?
So
got a
if
window.
we're lost at sea, if you're lost at sea, don't ask me to do the navigation for the sextant.
Stop sharing. No, we finished that. There was a bit in there about the nighttime horizon. There was somebody on one of the gems or Brandon's
Yeah,
one talking about that.
Yeah, that was what's his name, Texan Dave or something, isn't it?
Oh,
Dave,
Dallas Dave.
Texas.
Was it Dallas Dave?
That's it. Yeah, that was him. Yeah. He seemed to think that somehow the geometric horizon changes at nighttime by some magical means.
Well, that's what it was saying here. Something about the... Yeah, the strong moonlight gives the illusion of a good horizon, which is most probably false.
Yeah, but that's the visible horizon, isn't it? Which isn't always the same as the geometric horizon.
Okay.
Yeah, but the visible horizon is all you can actually target with the sextant.
Yeah, because that's all you can see. Yeah.
All right, Matt.
It's really not hard to do.
Yes.
Hasn't Bob got
On
one blue?
On modern day ship, yeah. On modern day ships, all you do is take the sextant in your left hand, dial the navigator's cell phone with your right hand, and repeat the following words: "Where the fuck are we?"
Or, depending, your right hand may also reach for the GPS panel.
Yeah, that's true too. Yeah. That's an alternate method.
Yeah.
I should DM. I might have to DM Bob and ask him, can he duck in Just give us a little bit about that.
Paul, I'd really love to know, why is somebody driving a tractor over a bunch of ducks?
Oh, that's one of the jobs I do. I look after ducks. And they're not ducks, they're Harvard students, remember?
Oh, right. Yep. Sorry.
Yeah. Shame on you.
They're just in duck suits.
Well, you're ready to go whenever you want, Matt. Do you want to? You got anything to present, or?
Yeah. Can I share my screen?
Yeah,
Okay.
go for it.
Yeah. So, as I was saying earlier on, we thought we'd do like a little quick, each week on a Wednesday, a little quick update about what's going on in the world of space travel and space exploration and all that kind of thing. And then, there's a lot of things happening, as you know, in the world of commercial space at the moment, SpaceX and Blue Origin and Virgin and all that kind of stuff. And, especially with SpaceX happening too, and Project Artemis and all kinds of stuff. Things happen on Mars as well, so there you go. So that's what I thought I'd do. So let's share my screen. Which screen do I need to share here? Let me see. I suppose it doesn't really matter which screen I share.
Share the one that's got images on it.
Yeah, I won't play any videos. I won't. There's video on this, but I won't play it. So, as I'm sure you're probably aware, unless you've been living on Mars, yesterday was the flight of the Blue Origin, Jeff Bezos' Blue Origin, first crewed flight. Excuse the noise of the traffic, by the way. And there was 4 people on it. There was Jeff Bezos' brother, some fella from Netherlands or something, I can't remember. But the main one was, which I was kind of most interested in, was a lady by the name of Wally Funk. Now, Wally Funk was a member of what was known as the Mercury 13. And little known about, actually, not many people know about it. I didn't know about it until recent years. Well, and what they were was at the beginning of the space race, the space program with Project Mercury, the astronauts that were selected, as you may or might know, were all men. But there was another sort of, I suppose you might say, a side program where there was a group of women who went through the same selection process as the men as well. Now, they all did it individually. They hadn't actually met each other, despite what the movie actually says. They all did it as a group. They didn't actually know each other. And this particular lady, she was one of them. Now, she actually scored better or as good as some of the astronauts that were actually selected from the Mercury 7. She did very, very well. But NASA decided that they weren't going to allow women. Main reason being, I think, was probably because they decided that test pilots and military pilots were going to be the ones that were going to go to space. They felt were the more qualified, despite the fact that people like Wally Funk, she very experienced pilot, and over the years, actually, she accumulated, I think, up until she retired, was something in the region of nearly 20,000 hours flight time. And she claims she instructed over 3,000 people as well. Apparently, every single FA license that you can think of, she's got. She also lobbied various politicians and things like that to allow women to get into the space program for Project Gemini and then onto Apollo, but never happened, unfortunately. Despite the fact, when you got the first woman in space from Russia was a cosmonaut, Valentina Tereshkova. She was the first woman in space in 1963, but the first American woman wasn't until, I believe, let me think, I've got it up here somewhere. There we go. In 1983, Sally Ride, 20 years later. So, she'd been lobbying to get, be an astronaut, and the rest of it was unsuccessful. They wouldn't let her. Along come Blue Origin, and allow her the flight to fly I think it was Blue Origin. I think it's 106 kilometers. Would that be about right? Blue, do you think? It's 106 kilometers it flew to. Something like that, anyway. So, which is above the Kármán line. So she's well and truly in space. So technically, she receives her astronaut pin. So this is the lady here. You can probably see in the image here. So yeah, I'll read you a little bit. So from this, at the age of 22, Wally Funk already had a resume of a lifetime of achievement. She earned the top aviation ratings in college, was a professional certified pilot, and became the first female civilian flight instructor at a US military base. All at the time when women were systematically barred from many parts of life. For Funk, all of it was in service of fulfilling one mission: becoming one of the first female astronauts. In 1961, the aviation whiz caught a break when, despite being under required age of 24, she became the youngest so-called Mercury 13 women who underwent testing to demonstrate that women could qualify for NASA's astronaut corps. And actually they did. But because she was a woman, Funk's dream of flying into space never came to fruition until 60 years later, yesterday. So on Tuesday, Funk, aged 82, joined Amazon founder Jeff Bezos on his historic flight to the edge of space. Well, she did reach space aboard a rocket and developed his private space company, Blue Origin. So because she's 82, she then went into the Guinness Book of Records as the oldest woman in space. The crew launched at 9:11 ET from a site in West Texas desert, southeast El Paso. I won't go into the rest of that, but yeah, so that's all about what happened yesterday. And for those of you who don't know who Wally Funk is, that's who she is. So there you go. Let's have a little bit about that. So what do you think, guys?
Yeah, I wonder what
glad
achieved.
they finally gave it the shot.
Yep, it took a private company to do it though, so you can kind of think, well, NASA, what are you playing at?
Well, it goes back to the male chauvinistic side of things back in the day, where women weren't allowed to do anything.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's always been a boys' club.
Yeah,
pretty much. Like I said, it wasn't until 1978 when they first started accepting women into NASA as astronauts. So I don't know whether she still lobbied to get into as an astronaut by that point. I'm not sure, but still, yeah, it took NASA a while. But there we go. That's what it is. But I suppose with Blue Origin now, they can kind of say, well, look what we did, so screw you, NASA. It's a shame, really. It took a commercial company to do that, but it is what it is. It's done now. Move on. So yeah, another one as well is it's probably as there's been a lot of stuff about Perseverance, which is the latest rover on Mars, and Ingenuity has sort of taken over that a little bit, but there's a little bit more information as to something that Curiosity has discovered on Mars, and scientists have found evidence of ancient life on Mars has been erased, apparently. Some of the rock record on the red planet has been washed away by super salty brine, essentially resetting it, NASA says. So this is why they're struggling to find evidence of life on Mars, or microbial life. They're not looking for little green men. So evidence of an ancient life on Mars has been erased, scientists say, as NASA's Curiosity rover has found parts of the red planet's rock record has been removed. Mars has a huge number of ancient rocks and minerals compared with the Earth, and in order to try and gather more knowledge about the history of the planet, scientists sent Curiosity into Mars's Gale crater, which is a crater that basically they know was full of water at some point. As we know, I mean, there's generally it's always been accepted that the reason why that there's no longer water on Mars and there's no discernible atmosphere is because of its magnetosphere, the lack of its magnetosphere. But there was also research recently as well that found that there was an element that should have been left behind if it was stripped away by its magnetosphere. I can't remember what the element was. I was trying to find the article that I read about it. But the element really wasn't there in any significant quantity. So what they think was done is that the by some means the water on Mars has been somehow leached or pushed underground. So that's what they're thinking now. There might well be large quantities of water actually in underground. of the planet at the moment. So that's what they're kind of thinking at the moment. Can't seem to see the rest of this article here. I don't know why. Hold on.
Yeah, but would it be frozen oxygen or just frozen? You don't know what else. It
Well,
could
at the
be.
poles, it's definitely frozen. They know that.
Yeah.
There's water ice at the poles, the north and south poles. That's for sure. So it's on the surface to that degree. But in terms of the quantity of water, the vast quantity of water they're thinking is underground at the moment in time. So it's the old adage, isn't it? You know, we find life, follow the water. So if they could follow water, there might well be microbial life of some kind in the water. So I think that's what.
I always refer to that movie Total Recall when I heard about
Think Mars.
saying about the water on Mars.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so there's that. Right, okay. SpaceX. What's going on with SpaceX? Starship. As you may or may not know, there was recently, a couple of months ago, they finally managed to get the orbital stage of SpaceX's Starship launched it to an altitude of about, I think it was 15 kilometers or 20 kilometers. I always forget which. I think it was 20 kilometers. So what it did was it got to the height, it kind of did a flip maneuver onto its belly. I suppose felt like a skydiver, I guess, with control surfaces. Got to a certain height and then flicked back onto its right end up, and then re-land. I had a few attempts and failed, and almost managed it once, but then shortly blew up on the landing pad. But then they finally managed to do it. So what they've decided to do next is that wasn't the whole point of it. The whole idea of it was to have a booster stage, so you could actually get to orbit with it. And this here, as you can probably see, is the booster stage, known as BN31. So what they're going to do is they're going to attach the orbital stage to the booster, and for the first time, they're going to go into full orbit. That's the plan. They're not going to re-land the booster stage. I think they're going to crash it into the sea, as the plan as it stands at the moment. For future plans, this is going to sound a bit bizarre, they're actually going to try re-land the booster stage, but they're going to catch it with a tower.
What?
Yeah. They're going to catch it in midair. That's wow. What they're thinking. You see, because the thing, you know, when you noticed about the Blue Origin rocket, it's slightly different because the Blue Origin rocket can actually dethrottle to, I think it's less than 10%, which allows them to actually hover. Now, with the SpaceX version, when it re-lands upright, that can only throttle down to something in the region of about 35 or 40%, which means that it's not so easy to hover, or it's impossible to hover. So what they actually do is what they call a suicide burn, or a suicide landing, as some people actually call it, which they throttle the engines just enough until they get to a point where they just at the right speed, in other words, zero, once it touches the ground. So it's going to be really interesting to see how they do this. So so this is what that's about. So what they did was they did a static fire test of the of 3 Raptor engines on board the booster stage. I won't play a video because I don't want to get you to. But if you look it up, there's a whole load of websites that are actually doing it, and 3 Raptor engines, incredibly loud. But this booster stage can hold up to 32 Raptor engines. So you can imagine the noise that it's going to create. It's going to be ridiculous. I don't think most of the time, I don't think they'll be having 32 Raptor engines working, but it's adjustable. They can have as many or as little as few Raptor engines on board the booster stage as they need to, depending on what your payload is and also what kind of orbit you want to achieve with it. So obviously the higher the orbit and the heavier the payload, obviously the more engines they're going to be needing to achieve it. So yeah, I can imagine the very ground would probably shake, you know. So I mean, just with the Starship, the booster stage, they had 3 Raptor engines on board that as well during the tests, and yeah, incredibly loud.
Is it a cost saving thing that they're all trying with this vertical landing of the boosters to bring them
Yeah.
back? It's just a cost,
Yeah,
is it?
reusability. Because
Yeah,
I mean,
turnaround time.
Yeah, exactly. Turnaround time. So if you look back, I mean, it was first they tried to attempt to do that with Space Shuttle. So they wanted a reusable stage or reusable rocket that they could actually, re-land and then reuse again to reduce the cost. But they found with shuttle was actually the shuttle, the amount of maintenance that was actually needed and the man hours put into it really didn't really reduce the costs at all, really, or very, very little. But if you use this kind of system, the whole idea is that that whole stage is reusable. Plus, the orbital stage is also going to be 100% reusable with minimum maintenance costs. That's the whole idea. That's what they're trying to achieve. And it's the same with Virgin Galactic and Blue Origin, because they want to reduce the costs of space travel. Because if you look back at previous, like say prime example, Apollo, most of it, the only bit they actually recovered was the capsule. The rest of it was just either lost into space or burned in the atmosphere or crashed into the moon. So it's just wasted money. And as Elon Musk actually says, which he's true to a lot of extent, you wouldn't expect to fly on a 747 and then scrap it when you finished your flight. That'd be a complete waste of money. So, this is what what the commercial program really is. The most part is reducing the cost of spaceflight by reusing as much as, or if not all.
I haven't read into this commercial space flight that they did the other day or not. Are they going to? Will they or they're not going to send people further past what they already took them to? Like maybe even get them to eventually maybe orbit the Earth. Or get up further, or is it they're only just going to just take them up as far as the past the Kármán line to get to is it Apogee? To get to Apogee and then just come back down.
Well, that what you're talking about is space tourism. Blue Origin, Blue Origin are racing, are doing a little bit of both. They're getting involved with space tourism. As well as they're also getting involved in Project Artemis, so they're doing a little bit of both. Virgin Galactic is space tourism, so really it's just a suborbital flight. SpaceX are planning on doing their own little bit of space tourism, where you can actually do full orbits. Suborbital flight basically is pretty much like you said, it's just going up and then come back down again. That's a suborbital flight, but an orbital flight is literally to do a full orbit around the Earth. But what you're talking about is space, what they're calling space tourism, which is we're kind of at the beginning of it, like you had with Virgin Galactic and Blue Origin's New Shepard.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's
spend
the next stage.
90 minutes or a couple of hours orbiting the Earth and then come back down again.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So.
Well, I mean, once you reach orbit, it's up to you when you come back down, isn't
it? Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Well, I suppose it depends on what your altitude of the orbit, because I mean, eventually, you will, your orbit.
Yeah, it will decay.
Yeah, it will decay. Yeah. Well, it's every month they have to give the ISS a little nudge.
Little boost.
Yep.
Yeah, a little nudge. Doesn't need much. Yeah. Yeah, some flirts seem to think that there should be some great big rockets on the ISS, but that's not needed. Not needed.
No.
Yeah, so
we're talking a few foot-pounds for a few minutes to correct its orbit, aren't we?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Definitely. Yeah, very much. Yeah.
Not a lot.
Yeah, or adjust its orbit just even slightly to avoid whatever. So,
it's like driving your car down the road and then you get a tailwind of a couple of mile an hour pushing you. Yeah, that'll do.
Yeah, exactly. Yep. Yeah. So there you go. I think that's all I've got. Unless there's anything else you want to talk about.
That was your
if anybody's got any ideas they want updates on, then I'm glad to do that.
Well, that's your introductory segment. That was like a trial run, and you went well. So
yeah.
The peanuts are going to give you a vote out there. How did Matt go with his first presentation of his space? We're going to definitely have to come up with a name for your segment. So the peanuts will probably might give you some suggestions, but whether or not any of them will be usable or not. But
yeah, I just thought something, just informal, just a little natter about stuff and things that have caught my eye, and caught my interest and stuff, you know. So,
Yeah.
but like I said, if there's anything you want, like a little update on, then you know whatever it might be, I'd be glad to do it.
Well, anything to do with the rocket technology of SpaceX and space tourism, Mars, yeah, that's all there is at the moment. Nothing's happening with the moon at the moment, just yet. It's all on the drawing board by the look of it.
Yeah, we've got Project Artemis 1, which is going to be an unmanned mission to test the whole system, really, which is they're going to basically orbit the moon and then come back again. That's planned for November. There are rumours that's going to be delayed again, but I'm not sure what's happening with that. But the rocket, the SLS or Space Launch System, is currently being assembled as we speak and almost finished. They've got most of the stages already assembled inside the vehicle assembly building. So yeah, that's as far as we know, it's still going ahead in November.
Yeah,
So yeah, that'd be interesting.
that will be. That will be. Ah, we're done well. That makes sense. Yes, Carl.
Dora's giving me 4 out of 5. Only 4 out of 5. What did I lose 1 mark for?
Yeah, it should be 4 out of 4.
Waffling 4 out of 4.
Oh, you were penalized.
Oh yeah, I was penalised for something.
Yeah.
Probably
Keep your finger off the damn mouse wheel next time.
Yes, Matt.
Oh, no,
Yeah, it was all the switching back to Twitter, I think.
Yeah,
That's what you lose the point for.
You're playing with your mouse too much.
Oh, you can hear it, can you?
No, we
No,
can see it.
Rolling up and down. Yeah.
Oh right, okay, yeah. I was trying to find my place on that article, but I realised the bloody Independent blocked out the rest of it. Because
Have you got 2 monitors?
No.
Oh, okay. Well, that cancels that out. That idea that I was thinking of.
Yeah, that'd be handy. Any donations greatly received to buy a new monitor? No, I wouldn't expect that. No.
Oh, I'm only using 1 monitor. I'm putting up with it. Not like people like Paul.
Yeah, he's got a few of them. He's only got 3 or 4, isn't he?
I think he can spare one.
It is handy having a few more.
Yeah, that is
Except
handy.
that you lose the damn mouse. That happens to me all the time. It's really confusing with 2 monitors and OBS up on one of the monitors is, it's looking at the other monitor. You see the mouse and you think, oh, there it is. No, it's on the other damn side.
Yeah.
Well, the other solution to that is to, I don't know, use a laptop or something. I don't know.
Wally wants you to call it Curved Earth Observer. Is that what you're talking about, Wally? What? Is that the names of your segment?
I don't know.
I think you should call it the Fakery Bakery.
Fakery Bakery.
Yeah, what's on offer at the Fakery Bakery today?
And I could do a little bit of perhaps, I don't know, find a clip of somebody said something really stupid on Facebook, which they often do.
Yeah.
About this kind of thing.
Yeah.
I could find something like that from time to time and just bring that up, and we can have a little bit of a giggle at it.
You've got a bad point or whatever you call it. Can't think of the word for a minute. Fred says lack of a whiteboard.
Yeah.
Okay, no whiteboard.
And you didn't say elliptic once.
No, you didn't.
I might yet.
We
I'm not sure if that's a negative or a positive.
One waving of the hands up and down like a flight wiggle.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I could get a whiteboard board and I can draw some boobs if you like. That really, really want me to do that. Sorry, half a donut. Sorry.
Monk's got a thingo going, and I missed reading one of the ones that was there before. Slideshow. That was
Which one?
It was back one. I missed one. I missed reading one.
It'll pop back up. There's only like 3 or 4 in there.
Oh, okay. So we'll wait till it cycles around.
There's booby trap backwards is party boob. You're welcome.
Okay.
And the other one is I don't have ducks. I don't have a row. I have squirrels and they're at a rave.
I won't pretend to understand that.
Oh, where's Wally? I need to speak to you. Where's Wally?
Well, he's out
I need to
there.
speak to him.
If you want to talk to him, he'll duck into Discord if you want. You want to have a quick chat?
No,
with
well,
him.
it's all right. It's only really because I wanted to use a clip of his one of his videos that he did a little bit about Level Earth Observer and his attempted debunk of a previous Blue Origin thing. So yeah, just put yes or no in the chat, Wally, if that's okay. That's all right with you. I'd like to use a little clip of yours. Yeah.
How much time did that take up? What are we going? We're at hour and... Can't read that. What's it say? 15. Hour 15. Not ready for anything else, so that's... Well, I've got to go through and check what was in Shield Your Shit in Discord for after, if Paul's got anything for us or not.
I do. I have a quiz ready for you if you want.
Just before you do, Matt, I've got a slight correction. When you were talking about Wally Funk earlier,
Yeah.
you said she was the oldest woman to fly to space. She's actually the oldest person to fly to space.
Oh, okay. There you go.
Oh, okay. So she
There you
fits
go.
both categories.
Even better. Even better. No, I'm always glad to be corrected.
Oh, as am I.
Unlike our flirty friends. Yeah.
Yeah, flirty friends don't like to be corrected.
As the saying goes, got to lie to flirt. I'll give you a prime example, right? Again, this was on Facebook, right? This guy posts an image, right? And it's a clip of the Virgin Galactic flight. And what it was, he posted an image where it was pretty much at its lowest altitude, just after it was released. But what he did was, when he posted the clip, he cropped out both the timeline at the bottom and also the altitude. All right. So it's kind of like, yeah, prime example. You gotta lie to flirt. And he said, look, the horizon's pretty much flat, you know, but he didn't show the altitude, and of course he didn't show any clips of when it's at the full altitude, you know, when you can clearly see curve, you know. And this is sort of like typical of flat earthers, and it's even more prominent on Facebook. It's crazy. If you want a good laugh at stupidity, honestly, go to some of the flat earth debates on Facebook. If you think YouTubers are bad, seriously, honestly, it's funny. So I'm going to use that as bits of comedy. I think it's hilarious. I love it. Literally, it's like you know, it's primary school level stuff that they're just getting completely wrong.
Oh, whenever you're ready, Paul. Whenever you're ready.
Sure. I'm ready for a quiz then, if you're ready for a quiz. For those internal members, if you type your answers in the internal chat, but if you go even further and type them directly to me rather than broadcast them to everyone else, then I can acknowledge if you've got the answer correct or not without alerting the others as to the correct answer.
And then
you can't cheat.
You can't cheat. Yeah, that's
yeah. Exactly. All right, so without further ado, I will launch into the hard quiz number 42. Where are we? Here we go. Hard quiz number 42. Question 1 coming up. Okay. Proximal articulation of the stylohyle bone distinguishes users of one form of this technique from similar species. What technique is it that we're after here? What the hell is a stylohyle bone?
I'm not too bad with the. I thought I wasn't too bad with the human bone structure, but I've never heard of that. Yeah.
Not cracking knuckles, Terry. No.
That's not a technique. That's
not
not a
spearing
technique.
fish. No, not spearing fish.
Cracking knuckles is not a technique. That's an annoyance.
Yeah. Okay. Question. Clue number 2. An adaptation in Galleria Mellionella for avoiding users of this technique is to start diving unpredictably.
What?
So if you want to avoid users of this technique, you start diving unpredictably. Not upright walking, no. Not ticking while speaking. I don't know what that is.
The neck bone connected to the shoulder bone.
Yeah. Not being shot at, no.
Not being shot at.
Okay, clue number 3. Clue number 3. I'm getting to the easier clues now. Underwater, a waxy melon is used to transmit signals used in this technique, while in air, they are sometimes emitted via the nostrils. You are correct, Monk.
Ah!
Ooh.
Yeah, we can't cheat now.
Yeah.
Ah!
Also less embarrassing this way when you get it wrong.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Yeah. Come on, internal. The peanuts have got a correct answer out there. Users of this technique increase the rate of signals when approaching its prey, producing a feeding buzz. Come on, anyone else in the internal chat going to get it? Because we do have some correct answers out in the peanuts.
I'm just glad Alan wasn't here. He would have got it early.
We'll go with the rest of the clues and then we'll announce who got it first. Species that use this technique include shrews, oilbirds, and sperm whales. Name this technique of sensing by detecting reflected calls, most famously found in bats. It is, of course,
echolocation. Yeah.
Echolocation. Well done. I think who got it first? It was John Rapp.
I didn't really get it until you got the users of the technique.
So who's the only person in the internal chat that done it to everybody? They got it right.
Monk, I think, wasn't it?
Monk. No, Monk didn't do it.
And Terry.
Terry got it in the public.
Terry got it after I announced that.
I
announced that we had some correct answers in the peanuts, right?
Terry always find a way to cheat. He always find a way.
Yeah, but I didn't cheat last week with the Paul's question for the.
No, he didn't. He actually got one before everyone last week.
So
Okay, question 2. One method of analyzing this property involves the use of Mueller matrices to operate on an object visualized using the Poincare sphere.
Paul actually asked a question last week that it was more of a different field than what normally is asked.
Yeah. So it's a property we're after, a property of something.
What?
This property involves, analyzing this property involves the use of Mueller matrices to operate on an object visualized using the Poincare sphere. Okay, clue number 2. That object is the Stokes vector and allows analysis of the partial form of this property in contrast to the Jones vector.
This is taking me nowhere.
Okay.
I admit my ignorance.
I think very, very rarely do we get all the way to the visual clue before someone gives an answer. So
it's not the method we're looking for. It's
property.
It's a property of something.
The name of the property.
It's a property of something. Yeah.
Okay.
Property.
Yeah.
Do you know what a property is,
Not
Matt?
covalent bonds. No. Okay, the Faraday effect occurs when the direction of this property changes due to a strong magnetic field.
Oh, I should know it by that clue.
Does it have a hector vector? Big Blue has the correct answer. Well done, Blue. The Wollaston prism can be used to split light with different types of this property, as it is made of birefringent material. Okay, we have some correct answers in the internal chat, and we've got a correct answer out in the peanuts now. Well done to Irish Stew, to Big Blue, who got it first, and also Monk, who got it correct too. Polarization. At Brewster's angle, light with one type of this property is not reflected, meaning that blocking light with the other type produces glare. Name this property the direction of the electric field of an electromagnetic wave. It is polarization.
Oh, I
Well
would have got that, but
Ah.
not with those clues.
Okay.
Honestly, never heard of it.
What
Never
clue would
heard
have
of a
you
Poincaré
needed?
sphere.
I know about
What clue would have you
polarization.
needed, Terry?
Terry's
I
own
know about
clues.
polarization. when you
Terry's
look-
clue would have been a word starting with P. And
No,
then,
no,
continuing with O.
to do with
L,
with water. When you're looking into water with polarized glasses.
Okay. Yep.
That
Fair
effect.
enough. Yep. Okay. So rarely do we get to the visual clue before someone gives an answer, which is good.
Yep.
Okay. Question 3. The standard word for this good does not appear until offering lists of the 5th dynasty, but Hierakonpolis in Egypt was a major production site for this good during the pre-dynastic period.
Is it good
What
or
good
goods?
is it that we're after? What good?
Oh, it's a good.
A good.
A
Item.
good.
Like goods and services?
Yeah.
Well, that'd be goods, wouldn't it? S on the end of it.
Yeah.
Well, because it's singular, isn't it?
It's
Oh, okay.
singular.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. I didn't know that.
Not wheat, Carl Edwards. No. By the Hellenistic, Pelusium was the city most noted for exporting this good from Egypt. Not corn, not papyrus. No. Several deities, including Sekhmet and Hathor, were associated with this good, which could be coloured red with ochre from Nubia. Not sand, not bartering, not limestone, not pottery, not Bitcoin. No. Not dates. Not olives, Terry. No. Not silk blue. No. Not olive oil. Sumerian hymn to Ninkasi, the god of this good, also comprises instructions on how to produce it. Not lipstick, not cotton, not coal, not salt. No.
Oh,
Not
wow.
pyramids.
Pyramids. were they goods, were they? Like pyramids, you could go and buy one down the local shop.
Not lipstick. Okay, another clue. Yeah. Those instructions describe how she soaks the malt in a jar, and then who holds the great sweet wort?
Oh, some sort of drink or something.
That would be correct, Terry.
Ah,
Oh, okay.
Nice.
Except you announced it to everyone, Terry.
I didn't say anything.
No,
That was
nobody
Matt.
said anything. I
That
didn't
was
say
Matt.
anything. I didn't say
But
it.
you announced it to everyone in the internal chat.
Oh,
didn't you?
yeah. Oh, sorry. Well, I wasn't sure if I was 100%.
Yeah.
Yeah. But we'll also have a correct answer out in the peanuts. Well done to Dave Cannabis.
I'm sure anyone
So
in here is
Terry
going to
and Dave
cheat.
Cannabis.
I'm sure anyone in here is going to cheat off me, Paul.
Yeah, right. And Irish Stew eventually came out with it too. It is, in fact, beer. Yes. Name is good. Produced from Mesopotamia to Britain through the fermentation of barley.
Oh, that would have given it
Would
away.
have got it from that.
Yeah, exactly.
It is, of course, beer.
Oh, God,
So
I'm stuck with
if I keep
her.
doing this, and if I keep doing this and put the correct answer here, then no one will cheat off me because they think that I don't have the right answer. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd
Beer.
just like to point out that's not how you drink beer.
Oh.
That's how you wear it,
That's
though.
what-
Is it?
That's how you
I've
wear
Wear
it.
it, yeah.
That's how you wear it.
I've been getting it wrong all this time then. Damn.
Yeah, you're supposed to wear it like that. I don't think you'd wear it like that, though, mate.
No, it wouldn't look the same.
No.
Okay, question 4. In one of this band's songs, the singer declares, "My fried egg makes me sick every morning," which crossfades with a news report about riots in Brighton.
Ooh.
Dora's objection,
which band is it?
Jingshu and I were much earlier. Oh, okay. Sorry about that, Dora.
Yeah, okay.
Oh, what's the famous band? Oh, yeah, on it.
My fried egg makes me sick every morning. Well, obviously it has to be a British band because it says riots in Brighton.
Yeah, I've gone back through the chat and that's correct. Jinsu and Dora were much earlier with the correct answer. I missed that. Apologies.
And I didn't cheat off them.
And we have Matt in the internal chat announcing to everyone again. With the correct answer.
Oh, I only announced it in the internal.
Yeah. If you DM it to me, then the rest of the internal people don't see your answer, Matt.
Yeah, but Matt
don't
might not have
care.
been
I don't
100%
care.
sure he was right or not.
Yeah. And we have
So
a
he
correct
wasn't asking a
answer.
question.
We have a correct answer out in the peanuts too, with the first clue. Well done, Irish Stew. With the Who was the correct answer.
Yeah.
Yes. In an instance of word painting in another of this band's songs, the word rise is sung 13 times, each a semitone higher. One of this band's albums was designed to look like a bootleg recording and was described by Rolling Stone as the greatest live rock album. That album is Live at Leeds.
You would have got that with that, surely.
Yeah. Eric Clapton
so-
and Elton John had parts in the film of this band's work opera, focused on the religious cult around the pinball wizard Tommy.
Oh,
Yeah.
definitely
That
would have
would've got
got it
it.
there. Yeah, I would have got it on that
Yeah.
one.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Notorious for destroying their instruments, name this band featuring Keith Moon and Pete Townsend, who wrote Quadrophenia and My Generation. It was, of course, The Who.
The only reason why I got it, I mean, I didn't make the connection with the lyric "My fried egg makes sick every morning." I didn't remember that, but as soon as he said about crossfades with news reports of riots in Brighton, and they strongly connected with that. So
Yeah.
that's how I made the connection.
Yep. Okay. Question 5. This property causes effects that are impossible to generate using only LOCC operations. What property are we after here?
John said
property of something.
now for a carpentry question.
Yeah.
Well, only me and Blue and Paul and you probably would get a carpentry question.
Okay. Clue number 2. This property can be measured by the von Neumann entropy of the partial trace of the density matrix for a pure state, and for a 2-spin system is maximized for the 4 Bell states. What the hell, hey?
I've got
hell is right?
There's no terminologies in there that I can relate to it at all.
But we do have a correct answer from Monk in the internal chat.
Oh, that'd
well
be
done.
right. Can you DM it to me, Monk, as well? No one will know. I won't tell no one. It'll be our little secret.
Not rental, not quantum linkages. What kind of quantum linkages, Carl Edwards? Almost all states in a tensor product space have this property, which is equivalent to not being expressible as a tensor product of single particle states.
There you go.
Big Blue also has it correct in the internal chat as well.
There you
Well
go.
done.
There you go, Paul.
Not quantum tunneling.
Yeah,
And Terry has it correct as well. Yes.
Terry's a Google expert like me.
I didn't Google it.
Okay.
I 100% can say that I did not Google it.
Oh,
Okay.
Fair
Bell's inequalities are violated by quantum states with this property. Not quantum superpositions. No, not density disequilibrium. No.
Angle of attack.
Given this property of two particles, give this property of two particle states that Einstein denounced as spooky action at a distance. Come on, Peanuts. You should know this now.
Yeah, Blue, you should know this one, Blue.
Well, Blue did get the correct answer.
got
Oh,
it.
did he? Oh,
He's got it.
okay.
Yeah, 3 clues ago.
Oh, okay.
Not side fumbling. And Carl Edwards comes out with it with quantum entanglement. Yes, it is quantum entanglement. Yeah, well done.
If only the Peanuts knew what was going on in here.
Yeah. Okay.
Don't tell him.
Don't tell him. No, don't tell him.
Yeah. Question 6. One of these objects owned by Henry Coxwell was the subject of a namesake 1864 riot in Leicester by a crowd who believed they were being conned.
Rings a bell.
1864 riot. So this is the name of the riot, but the object.
Yeah, but it's also the name of an object. Yeah.
Wow.
Okay, clue number 2. Carl Maria von Weber opera's Sylvana was upstaged on its opening night by one of these objects and Sophie Blanchard.
Don't you
Not the
remember that
coconut
riot?
riots.
Don't
No.
you remember that riot, Matt? Weren't you around back then?
Oh yeah, I was around in 1864, obviously.
No name. Not the Coxwell riot. No.
I don't know. I've got some vague memory of the name Henry Coxwell or some riot somewhere, but
Not the harpsichord. Not astrology. Not a
Harpsichord
record
and a
player.
riot.
No.
harpsichord. I can't imagine somebody in a riot playing a harpsichord.
Yeah. Blanchard was later the first woman to be killed by one of these objects when she tried to set off some fireworks from one.
From one.
We do actually have some correct answers, both Peanuts and the internal chat. First with Big Blue, followed very closely by E Monk. And we have, who was the first one? Irish Stew with Hot Air Balloon.
You know you can DM it to other people besides Paul. You know, internal.
Okay. Two paper manufacturing brothers designed one of these objects whose public demonstration at the Bois de Boulogne in 1783 lasted 25 minutes before it began to catch fire. First successfully constructed by the Montgolfier brothers, named this type of air transport the first to carry humans. It was, of course, hot air balloons. Yeah. Question 7. Doutzen numbers are a system for labeling harmonics in the solution to Laplace's equations governing this phenomenon.
Who got that first? The last one?
Yeah.
Oh, Stewie.
Yeah. So what is a Dudson number?
Dudson.
What is this phenomenon? Internal examples of these phenomena can occur when baroclinic currents caused by them occur above mid-ocean ridges and are an important contribution to abyssal mixing. Not quartets, not an elephant,
An elephant.
not Echoes, no. Although Echoes is a great album by Pink Floyd. Love it. The Church of the Latter-day Dudson. Not a thermocline, no. The Ballantine scale is a measure of exposure of regions within a zone, sometimes named for this phenomenon. Not hydrothermal layers, no.
I'm a dumbass. Excuse me.
We have the Peanuts with the first correct answer, followed very closely by Monk in the internal chat.
Yes.
I knew he had the answer, but he was just typing it quickly, hey?
Damn it.
That is correct. Irish stew and Monk with the tides is the correct answer. That zone is inhabited by species like Alaria esculenta and is called the eulittoral zone. Taking the sun's gravity into account gives an extra contribution to these phenomena, resulting in the spring or neap varieties of these phenomena.
That would have given it away.
Yeah, exactly. What phenomena causes water level on the to rise and fall throughout the day due to the gravitational pull of the moon? It is,
Why
of
didn't
course,
you ask
the
that question
tides.
first?
You mean clue, you mean?
I should have picked it from the class who did a whole bunch of work on gravity.
Yeah.
So what Terry's asking to do basically is he wants your answers to the right answers, and he wants the clues the other way around, just for Terry.
He wants the answer and then to figure out what the clues are.
Terry, you might be the host, but when it comes to the quiz, you're on your own, mate.
Yeah, I know.
Okay.
But you know you can
Question
DM
8.
me internally.
Yeah. Is there a payment system for DM'd clues?
Yeah, you get twice as much as what I'm giving you now.
Yeah, nothing.
One use of a type of these objects was pioneered in a survey named for Kalan and Tololo. So it's an object you're after here.
Yeah, but there's a survey named for colour.
Okay. Clue number 2. In that use, the Phillips relation relates their luminosity to features of their spectrum. Big Blue is quick with a correct answer. Okay, clue number 3. These objects were classified by Minkowski and Zwincki, and their second type is distinguished by the presence of hydrogen lines in the spectrum. What kind, Monk? You're correct, Monk, but there's a more specific type. I have a blank brain, says Carl Edwards. Well, that's good, because then we can imprint on it exactly what should be imprinted on it.
Mind control.
Yeah. Okay, another clue. These objects can remain luminous for over a year due to the decay of nickel 56. Come on, Peanuts. That would be correct, Monk.
Yeah.
Yeah. A subclass of the first type of these objects is caused by accretion of matter from a binary partner into a white dwarf? Not hydrogen filters, Carl, no. Those type 1A types of these objects have been used as standard candles. And we do have a correct answer out there now from No Name. Well done, No Name, with supernovae. And I think Big Blue got it first in the internal chat. Name these powerful stellar explosions. Supernovae.
Yeah, that would have done it for me. The very last one.
Okay. Question 9. This thinker rebutted St. George Jackson Mivart in one edition of their most famous work. It's a thinker. Who is it that we're after here? John Henry Newman claimed that a theory developed by this thinker may simply be suggesting a larger idea of divine prescience and skill. Not Leo. I don't think Level Earth Observer is a great thinker. Not Descartes, Carl. No. Not Lindsay Ayres. No. In Humani Generis Pius II, right, decreed that research and discussions into a theory originated by this thinker were not forbidden by the Catholic Church. Not Socrates, no. You would be correct from M2M, got it first in the internal chat, followed very closely by Monk. Not Aristotle. John Ratt, no. In 2008, Malcolm Brown wrote an apology to this thinker on behalf of the Church of England in an essay called Good Religion Needs Good Science. Oh, it's the 12th. Yeah, I'm sorry, Dora.
No,
That is
Terry, I'm
correct.
not. He's asking me for the answer.
It's not Plato. It's not Xenophon. It is Irish Stew come out with the correct answer. Again, it is Darwin. Charles Darwin. Yes.
Charlie.
Yeah, Charlie. Famous author of On the Origin of Species.
Oh, that would have given it.
Of course, Charles Darwin.
Chucky D.
Yeah.
Now, see, I would have got him from a different clue.
Okay. Final question. One form of this quantity is equal to half of the 0 component of the difference between the metric tensor and the Minkowski metric. What quantity
I hate
is it that
relativity
we're after?
questions.
Well, I'm not going to ask Matt for an answer then. Monk, I mean. Or Matt.
No, don't ask me because I've got a clue.
I'm gonna DM Blue secretly and see if he knows the answer.
So secretly, you tell everybody about it. Yeah, okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Don't bother. I don't have a clue.
Wickramasinghe and Akwati have derived an analytic formula for determining luminosity distance from another form of this quantity, whereas angular diameter distance is proportional to 1/1 plus this quantity. Not magnitude, not Galileo, not Kepler. Okay, third clue. The gravitational form of this quantity can be derived by conservation of energy and was measured by Pound and Rebka.
I reckon somebody's going to get it with that clue, but I'm still.
Yeah, I reckon
still,
they are. I reckon
still
someone's
none
going
the
to get it
wiser.
from that one.
Still none the wiser myself, though.
Not space curvature monk. No. Not lux, not the speed of light. No. This quantity has a value of about 1500 for the CMB and is infinite at the Schwarzschild radius.
Oh, I've got Wally knocking on the door.
I
Wally
know
probably
this,
knows
but the words
answer.
are missing.
Wally knows the answer to this, probably.
Not the Planck constant. No. Not X-rays. No. Name this phenomenon, which can also be caused by objects moving away from the observer, according to the Doppler effect.
Oh.
Come on.
Yeah.
Someone must know it from this. That is correct, Monk. Not the pizza radius. No.
I did say I hate these relativity questions.
Yeah. Wish my brain had.
Come on, Peanuts.
My brain's not going to get it. I know it.
Well done, Dora
Yeah.
and John Rapp. They've finally got it with redshift. Yes.
Ah,
Redshift is the correct answer. Yeah.
Yeah, that last clue gave it away from me, but I couldn't think of that name.
There you go.
Blue
There's your
shift
quiz
and
for
redshift.
today.
Blue shift and redshift. Yeah. Wow. Oh, we got a naked Wally. No one look.
I'm
Don't
shocked.
look at the naked Wally.
Embarrassing.
does he not speak? Does he only speak in videos? Is that? No.
Wally? I don't know.
Nah.
Wally.
Nobody knows what he looks like.
Oh, I
Nobody
was
really
more
knows
thinking,
who
where's
he is.
Wally?
Yeah, exactly.
Good quiz, Paul.
Yeah.
Good. Thanks.
Did you get one? You got a couple, right, Blue?
He did, yes.
Yeah. Did you get any right, Matt?
Yeah, I got 2.
Matt got a lot
Oh.
of that.
No, only 2. The Who and Darwin.
Who?
I can't remember how many I got right.
Exactly. Yes, correct. The Who.
The what?
I don't keep my score. It's too damn depressing.
If you're depressed from your score, what am I then?
I think any score of 1 and above is okay for the quiz.
I'm never depressed by being beaten to the punch by Blue.
No, definitely not. Can't believe it. Terry direct messaged me and said, "Give me the answer."
Well, I was going to do that to everyone.
But I mean, what difference if I gave you the answer? The answer's already given. I got it there first. So what? Why would you need to? Makes no sense.
It's even being late to the party is a win, right?
Yeah. Exactly. You gonna say hello, Wally? Hello, anyone there? Anyone there?
Yeah, but is it the
Wally's
real
muted.
Wally?
Unmute, Wally.
You're muted, mate. If you
Wally,
didn't
Wally,
realise that.
Wally.
Dude, is it the real Wally, or is it a fake
Where's
Wally?
We don't know.
Wally.
Alan, I mean Wally. Yeah.
Alan.
Alan! Steve!
Oh, we don't know yet.
Alan!
They're
Wally,
gonna
Wally
just,
Oxenfree?
we're not getting any messages about who it is. They're just muted.
Yeah, I like.
So I have to say,
Go
Paul,
ahead.
your hard quiz is well named.
Good.
Yeah.
It's not so. I don't pretend that it's
It's
an easy quiz. That's part of the appeal and the challenge of it.
Absolutely.
Is that we all learn something from it as well. So, yeah.
Ask me next week the same questions, and I'll probably forget the answer.
Yeah.
Actually, you should do that sometime, Paul. Have like the exact same answers, just with total
Yeah.
clues.
I should make a quiz composed of questions that we've done previously. Hey.
Yeah. We're waiting, Wally. All the silence, it's for you, man.
Yeah, it better be damn good.
I was going to say he's going to come
No
on and say
pressure.
something. He's going to have to come on and say something really profound.
Really
now.
profound, yeah.
It's going to have to be good. Otherwise, you're just going to have to go, Wally. Sorry. It's,
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
weird this long.
Wally
Has he figured out
says,
how to
yeah,
unmute
it's
himself
me,
in
and
Zoom?
I wanted to get dressed.
Ah,
What, are you getting dressed
Oh,
first, or
He's
you
trying
getting
to
dressed
get
after?
dressed. Okay.
Found
Found
the chat internal. Okay.
Found the chat internal. I have.
What? Grammar good, you do. Now, how do I add a picture?
He doesn't normally speak like that in his videos. What's going on?
I don't know if you can add a picture. You're supposed to have Zoom already.
you can right click on your section and go down to edit profile picture while you're in Zoom.
Yeah, but I've heard that's a problem unless you've actually got Zoom already downloaded on your computer.
Yeah.
It doesn't always work, unfortunately.
How to not be naked?
Yeah. Well, you got to. Don't just come in from
It's
out.
easy. You start by installing OBS.
Well, it depends if you click on the link and you've already got Zoom downloaded. You should have a profile pic already going.
Yeah, you need to set up into your Zoom account, wouldn't you?
Holiday snaps, nudge, nudge, wink, wink.
No, we don't want to see that. Well, we really don't.
You come in with the Zoom already installed, and you link through that way by clicking on the. Because you said you did it the other way, Matt, by just copy and pasting the part of the link.
Yeah,
that didn't give you the avatar, though, did it?
Didn't work. No, the way to do it is to open your Zoom account first. I have had that open and logged in, and then click on the link.
Yeah. Yes, I have Zoom downloaded.
Yeah, but the thing to do, Wally, is if you come out and then close everything down, open up your Zoom, log in just in with your Zoom account itself, and then click on Terry's link afterwards. That seems to pick up your details in your avatar on that.
Yeah, try that, Wally. That means you have to go out and then come back in. Where it says leave call or something. There we go. He figured that out.
Yeah.
Well, I've only got a couple of videos. I've only got a Wally and a Wolfie. I think. What I've got here. Or is that the same video? Wait a minute. Link to where's Wally's video. This one's.
Never did play mine last week because we ran out of time.
Yeah, we ran out of time. Okay, we can play yours this week because I've only got two here at the moment, Matt.
Yeah.
So I'll go and grab yours.
The later one would be better. The first one, yeah, didn't like that one.
Oh shit! Do I have to scroll up far to find it? How far back is it?
No, it's the latest one.
Yeah, but it should be in show your shit.
Oh god, no, that was over a week ago now. Well over a week ago. about
Yeah, well, that's
eight or
what I'm
9 days
saying. I
ago.
have to scroll back too far to find it.
And working on one tonight, but that's one of the reasons I want to speak to Wally. There's something else I want to ask him as well. I'm going to start working on one
Well,
tonight.
can we cheat by you just posting it and show your shit?
Well, do you want me to give you the? I can give you the link if you want.
Yeah, that'd be easier, because by the time I scroll up, it'll be way back. Just put it somewhere so I can grab it.
I wish I had a.
What's Wally need? Supernova, hello. Well, that was ages ago, Wally, that DM. I didn't check me DM. I've only got one monitor, Wally, to check the DMs.
I had a 2-hour session with Bev Try Thinking and that bunch of heathens over there on his channel last night.
Oh, that might be interesting to look at maybe at then.
It's too bad I don't have a condensed version of that because it's pretty hilarious. I think the bottom line to it is basically Bev has a test where he's going to prove that water is level by using a water level.
Oh God.
Yeah? Okay.
Terry, look at the internal chat. Direct
Yeah, I've
message I
grabbed
sent you.
that. Okay, I've got that.
Well, let's have a look at blue stuff as well then. Perhaps you could have a look at that.
I don't mind. I've only got a couple of videos, so a couple more will be alright.
Yeah, Blue could tell us where to skip. You could skip bits, you know.
Oh God, no! Don't even try. There's so much crap in there.
Oh, is there?
Yeah, I think I will go through it though and pull out some of the funnier parts.
Okay.
Make a video of it then.
Okay.
Blue, is that going to be your next video?
Hasn't Bev had that explained to him over and over and over and over again why it's not going to work?
About 1 million times.
Do you want me to plan for that video next Wednesday, Blue, or before?
Yeah, if I get time, I'll try to do something for it.
Okay.
I've got a bunch of them started, which I need to finish.
Okay. Okay, so I've got...
But I'm
that one.
Working on my paper for Cavendish, and that's using up a lot of my time.
Making sure I've got all the right links here. There's another links. What do you do with that other link, Wally?
Sometimes come across bigger flat earthers.
I think this link?
One is more about lack of knowledge.
I thought Wally put out another link in the outside.
I think this is more of an education and a debunk. So this is what I'd like to do. I'd like to help him out a little bit and educate him. Because this one seems to have a bit of a problem.
Did Wally... I'm sure Wally put a link to something out in the internal. Oh, they're not the internal.
Oh, sorry, was I not muted when I was playing that video? Sorry.
Yeah,
no, you were. We could hear it.
Sorry.
Yeah. That's okay. I can shut you up. Yeah, what I was asking, I thought Wally posted a link out in the outside chat. I don't know where it went now. I lost it. Oh, thanks, Wally. You put it over there. Okay, I'll grab that one. Right, I got that one now. Mr. 42. Right. I'll put Mr. 42 out in the outside chat. Or if you go over to my... Actually, I should put him in his channel. I'll grab his channel while I'm at it, and I'll put it over in Discord for everyone. I'll go to the Discord thing, and I'll actually... I don't know how many people you're allowed to shill. I know there's some. Yeah, I'll put it in I can post in Show Your Shit, can't I? Yeah. I'll post I'll post his channel in there. His channel's in there, and for this video, copy that one. That's the one we're doing. That one. Right. Get that back to there. Right, I can get out of Discord now because I don't need that. Yeah, thanks, Wally. So did you get you open your Zoom up, then you click the link, and it should bring you in with your avatar. But you have to do it a few more times to get a good practice on it, Wally. That way you'll know next time. Everyone seems to have a problem with it if they haven't been in here for a while. Except for Monk. Monk flew straight in with his avatar and everything. You can brag about that. You can brag about that to Matt Monk about that.
Oh, is he? He's now the teacher's pet now. Is he the favourite teacher's pet now? Is he? God, he's such a good boy, that Monk. He really is.
Yeah, try telling that to my teachers at high school. They would disagree strongly.
Yeah. I don't know why you're doing that. Do you?
I'm mesmerised by the Mandelbrot set fractal. It's freaky, I tell you, watching it do that.
We heard the first theories coming out of the Blue Origin New Shepard crude launch yesterday. The first one that I heard was after it landed and before the rescue crew came along, somebody was claiming that there was tire tracks leading to the capsule.
What?
Yeah. Hey? That's the latest one. Well, I mean, if you look at it, it lands in an area where there's a bit of brush and stuff like that, and to me that looks like kind of like water drainage, because there's kind of like these lines going in all different directions everywhere, including on the other side of this track where it landed. But they're kind of claiming apparently all these tracks lead to the capsule before the rescue crews and the vehicles got there. It's ridiculous.
Oh, what?
That's the first one, but I haven't heard anything else about the actual flight itself, or a whole lot, but not of.
I mean, it was clearly CGI, so.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, despite the fact that we watched the damn thing live come down, deploy the drogue chutes, the parachutes.
Yeah,
it's all been faked.
Live CGI.
Yeah, but what are they implying that there's tracks leading to it? That's the part I can't.
They obviously loaded the crew into the capsule so that they could come out.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
It was an empty capsule.
Well, I suppose that's the implication. Yeah, I guess.
I've started using my wealth of experience listening to Flurfers talk shit to confuse the absolute crap out of my son. It's fantastic. He's starting to catch on now, so I'm going to have to switch it up.
Oh, we don't have to wait for Wally, but he'll come in when he can. So I'll play Mr. 42, because I haven't played him for a while. Live CGI in After Effects. Yeah, that's right, Stevie.
Yeah.
They do it on the go, live.
Yep.
Yeah, live.
Like millions of hours of doing that. My brain freeze for certain words. What the guys do on the computer when they're doing the CGI stuff.
Yeah.
There's a word for it.
Well, DKG explained to me. For those of you who don't know, he was special effects professional. He does it for a living, and he's worked on various movies, including The Martian, and I think he's even won a BAFTA, I believe, for special effects. The way he was explaining it to me was that with CGI, what happens is once he does his work, it goes through quite a long process of actually looking at it. So what it does, it goes to the first team, and they will look at literally every special effect that he's done, every single frame by frame. They will look at the whole thing and analyze each frame. And when there's any kind of anomaly or any kind of thing where it doesn't look quite right, they flag it up and it goes to another team. And what that team does, they literally look at every single pixel, right? Every single pixel, and they correct it. So they release it so it's as near perfect as they could possibly get it. So what makes anybody think that they're going to release something like that that's got a whole load of so-called CGI glitches in it? You know, it just makes no sense at all.
Yeah, but see, the existence of the glitches tells us that it's happening like far too quickly for them to be able to fix all of the problems, right?
Yeah, exactly. But of course, the argument is, oh, well, it was never live to begin with. It was just a recording they did in studio days before, like they did with Apollo 11. You know? Yeah.
The simple fact that the glitches are there is pretty good evidence that it's real.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
But you know, I can watch a movie on my computer, and they, you know, served from a system around the other side of the planet, but they can't get a solid signal down from this imaginary ISS. I don't think so.
I mean, I left a challenge.
There he is.
Oh,
Found you.
Yeah, there's Wally. Who said where's Wally?
He's not naked anymore.
There he is.
He's got a stripy jumper on.
Yeah, that's Wally.
Yeah, I know who Wally is.
Unmute Wally. Earth to Wally.
He'll get his sound thing connected. Thing will come up for sound.
Yeah, I saw Brandon Toy typing in Jim Panda's chat yesterday, I think. And I believe his reaction pretty well sums up the usual Flurf bullshit. Brandon said, so what? They didn't do anything. All they did was go up and come down.
What did they expect them to bloody do, for fuck's sake?
That was the point.
That's what they saw in between.
I thought about it, and he was perfectly accurate in his statement.
Yeah.
That's exactly what happened. They went up and they came down.
Yeah, that's probably the only true thing you get out of a Flurf.
Yeah, can't argue with that.
Lies. It's just a souped up.
Dora's complaining about Wally's avatar now.
Wally says no microphone. What? Huh?
What'd you do? You break your microphone. Where did he say that?
Oh, he's messaged me.
Oh.
I'll message him direct back.
Oh, he's privately messaged you internally, did he?
Yeah. You didn't need to come in here, Wally. You could have talked to your Discord or somewhere.
Yeah, you can cheat by doing it. Well, actually, you can still do that. He can actually just go into Discord and leave himself in here. Leave his avatar in here. Just leave himself muted in here and go over to Discord.
Yeah, you can do that.
Just go into voice chat in Discord, Wally, if you've got problems with your mic.
That's what I was doing the other day.
Oh,
I had your audio.
Yeah, we had a weird one going the other day, Blue, from your channel into here somewhere.
Yeah, I think there's still several agencies that have names with 3 letters that are trying to figure out what the hell we were doing.
Yeah. All we needed was somebody to go into your voice chat, into your Discord as well, like how you streamed yourself from Discord. And then I was in here, in my Discord. Yeah, okay. Would have been confusing.
Yeah, I have a vision of one of those great big computer screens and a whole room full of guys in black suits and sunglasses. seeing this big red X over Tennessee and another one in Australia going, warning.
Right, now Wally's in the Discord, but he's muted over there. So he can hear you guys. He can still hear you from when he was in Zoom anyway. Why can't he talk? What's wrong? His microphone's not working. Is that what he said, Matt?
No, not to me, he didn't. Not directly to me, anyway.
He said, no microphone, so mute.
Okay, no microphone. Well, how are you going to do your upload your videos if you got no microphone? Oh. How about we watch a 42 video, Mr. 42? No one else got any videos before I play this one? If you have, just put it in the outside chat or in Discord. Okay, where are we? Mr. 42. We have got permission, Mr. 42, hopefully to play his videos. I haven't actually asked him yet. Here we go.
People, it's your favorite Mr. 42. Welcome back to my channel. Today it's lazy debunk time.
I hate music.
Welcome and massive thanks to my latest patron, Judy Bassett. If you want to support me with a small financial donation as well, visit patreon.com/mr42. Your continued support will keep me extra motivated. Thank you. Blue Origin will launch its first crewed mission on its New Shepard rocket tomorrow to fly its billionaire founder Jeff Bezos and 3 other passengers to suborbital space and back. Level Earth Observer is really looking forward to this event.
And why not start here? A recent launch by Blue Origin, which essentially shows us a CGI glitch out on the top of the rocket here.
If they really wanted to CGI a rocket, they could simply pre-render the whole scene and broadcast it on demand. There would be no glitches whatsoever.
Strange though that the commentator Ariane, who also happens to be the sales director, doesn't mention the CGI glitch out on the top of her rocket. Very strange though.
Probably because it's not
There's a
CGI.
momentary drop in image quality from, I guess, the drone to the ground station. Not worth mentioning.
Let's have a quick look. Pay particular attention, if you haven't seen it before, to the top of the rocket here, as in a few seconds it's going to glitch out.
Oh yeah, look at her go. Mission Control has confirmed new...
Oh, you must be so proud of that CGI rocket, Ariane. So proud.
That's it, Adam? You got all excited about a digital artifact? I guess this lady is CGI too, in your world. Right?
Problem is, when we come back, my dear, it seems to be glitching out there. It's almost as if it's a CGI rocket and not a real one.
Look at the nose
There's
cone.
no need for a glitch if it was
glitch.
CGI. So it's almost like
I have to have it on a pretty
the
big
glitch
screen to see
disproved the
it
CGI.
properly.
Of course, they could have included the glitch on purpose.
It's basically
But do
just a
you really
glitch
want to
from,
go there,
For the
live
record,
stream,
no
which
one
often
doubts
happens.
Ariane works for a firework company and real rockets take off. But clearly they fill in a lot of gaps with CGI rockets.
Wrong, Adam. You still haven't been able to
Do you
prove
mean
that.
to say the feed?
I wonder
pause
why.
for a
Is
sec.
it because they can't really do...
Yeah, pause
You
it a
mean it's
second.
because the feed from the drone? They're using a drone, obviously.
Yeah, it's just the live feed. You see that often with live feeds. I mean, especially with SpaceX. I see, I'm seeing a lot of SpaceX launches, and occasionally you do get these little anomalies in the live feed. So what they've done is they've taken this from the live feed because they've got nothing else.
It's just thrown a keyframe.
Yeah, exactly. So
well, the resolution of the drones quality back to wherever it's being sent to as well. That you lose packets or whatever they call it.
Yeah.
Do what they claim to do.
All it takes is to drop a single frame from the video footage.
Yeah.
And it stops tracking all of the elements that it's moving around rather than trying to send the whole thing at once.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just
And of course, they claim the Earth being a ball. And their evidence? Well, let's have a look at that.
Fun will now commence.
And this was cited as proof of curvature, which essentially was a Blue Origin test launch from recently.
Yeah, Wally, I'm gonna need you in a minute. Alright, thanks.
Where we got this image from 62 miles up, apparently, and of course displaying curvature. Problem is, when I viewed the footage myself, and I took an image from ground level, and then I took an image from supposedly 62 miles up, and I blended them together, surprise, surprise, the supposed curvature is exactly the same, as we can see now on our screen. Ground level, supposedly space.
Pause a sec, Joe.
Yeah, I was going to say to pause that because it's not the same.
Yeah,
Quite the same.
He's already done this. He's done the same. He's come up with the same argument 3 times now. One in the previous video he did.
Yeah.
One in this one, and one in his latest one about the Blue Origin launch yesterday. He's repeating himself.
Yeah.
So he's that's all he's got. That's all he's had so far. But as you'll see, Wally explains it.
Yeah.
Pretty well.
Ground level, space, exactly the same, proving that what we're seeing here is a result of either the windows and the design of the rocket, or the lens we're viewing this through.
Oh dear fellow, look, I did a mannequin walker video years ago. I will play it for you here now, but with the appropriate musical accompaniment to get everyone's emotions in the right frame of mind. Okay, Adam, so what you didn't do, and what I did do, was take multiple screenshots. Look, I did 7, and not one of them was the foothills of West Texas. Now, look, I'll put them all on this one image so you can see, and, well, look, the raw images are all a little bit kind of the same. It is really hard to discern. Well, so let's look at all the compressed ones now. If we put them there beside the others, and now it's very obvious. I reckon even Adam could see that. So, a cherry pick and a fail, Adam. Well, that's pretty much exactly the same thing you did for your Virgin space launch, mate. I think you're going to have to step up your game. Maybe you better just let that ego go a little bit, because you're really not very good at this space stuff, Adam.
I told you, lazy debunk day, so Wally did all the hard work. Thank you, Wally.
And what better place to finish than watching Ariane's CGI rocket coming in to land again? Let's have a look. Take note of the height of the rocket, I don't know, 30, 40 foot up there. But strangely enough, the statistics at the bottom say the booster altitude is at 1,449 feet. And apparently, according to these guys, it's coming in at 280 miles an hour.
So, the data from the rocket didn't reach the endpoint correctly. Or maybe not at all.
That's not the one I watched.
Strange. Your cartoon rocket doesn't look...
The one I watched actually did match the altitude of the rocket and the speed it was, because I was watching it slowing down as it came in.
At that height, and doesn't seem to be coming in that fast.
Let's ignore that he used the word CGI there, but then, he got something right. Big applause for Adam.
Ariane, you might want to have a word with the data department and get them to communicate with the CGI department. It really helps the lie to have the data coordinate and match the cartoon CGI rocket. Otherwise, it's just not going to work, my dear.
You went full retard.
What's the elevation of that landing pad?
Never go full retard.
That's what I was thinking from sea level.
Yeah.
See, we don't normally list runway elevations as the actual elevation of the runway. It's listed above sea level. I'm wondering if the landing pad's at 1,400 feet, 1,300 feet, whatever.
Yeah. It'd have to be. It'd have to be.
Yeah, that would be that's in aviation. That's what we do.
Yeah.
There is no runway that's elevation 0 unless it's at sea level.
Wally said something about this was NS13. The one yesterday was NS16. Oh, okay.
Yeah. This was a test, as you saw with the dummy.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. That's what I was.
Notice how quickly they removed the data there when they realised.
That might actually be correct. They realized they were receiving incorrect data from the rocket and removed the information from the screen.
Oh, look at that smooth landing.
Doesn't land yet.
And touchdown. Welcome back, New Shepard.
Oh my God, what a beautiful landing,
I think
right?
that was one of the smoothest landings I've seen of this rocket. It almost looks unreal. It looks like CGI. I know some of you on the internet seem to think that. Believe me, that is.
Oh, why did they have to say it?
Yeah.
That puts it out. Now somebody's going to clip that.
Understand it. She is really mocking with people like you. That is how stupid you are.
A reusable rocket that...
Ariane, no one doubts you do fire real rockets up.
Oh, that's it then. We're done.
But clearly a lot of what you show us is CGI. We get glitches left, right and centre. Your data department clearly here didn't communicate with your CGI department.
Glitches and incorrect received data doesn't mean it's fake. You have to prove it's fake and you still haven't done that.
Clearly ridiculous.
That is basically the quality of his non-existing proof. Next up we have a video from beginning to see. I don't know, let's just go in there.
He hath compassed the waters with bounds until day and night come to an end.
He is reading there, obviously, from the Bible. The Bible is not a scientific book and cannot be used for scientific proof. So I will not show it here. Let's skip until he does something real.
The waters. Compass the waters. You can get four corners that away. Perhaps that's what it's talking about.
I didn't quite follow. Is that religious bullshit again? Maybe I should have skipped more?
Yes, it is.
I don't know.
Perhaps.
Well, if you say so, let's go ahead a little bit more.
Let's just say that there was a little flea on top of this
There's a
ball.
lot of water sticking to that ball.
This beach ball.
Yeah, funny that.
And that flea had lost a lot of weight and shrunk down, a million times less, and this beach ball was millions and millions of times bigger. But if that flea jumped up, or some kind of way he was able to, fleas can jump, could jump high enough off of the ball up. Let me get out here where I can do it. But if he could get up off of the beach ball, let me get out of the rain, what do you think he would expect to see? That flea would expect to see it falling off on each side. That's what we don't see. No matter how high we can send the balloon up, we don't see that.
As I show you now, the curve is clearly visible from the ISS. In relation to a beach ball, the ISS would be about half an inch up. A flea can jump as high as 5.2 inches. That is more than 10 times higher. And I think that's enough for today. I hope you enjoyed the video. Please like and subscribe if you haven't done so already. And in the description you will find links to my socials, like Twitter and Discord. This has been Mr. 42, out. Don't panic.
I don't know how many times they show a ball with water on it and they say the water's not sticking to it in the beach ball scenario, but which is the top?
Well, I mean, in all those situations where they show a beach ball with water on it, they're just kind of conveniently ignoring the fact that there's something underneath that beach ball which is about, maybe 10 to the power of 26 times heavier than the beach ball. I mean, if we put something that's about, if we put something about 10 to the 26 times the mass of the Earth below the Earth, I'm sure all the water would fall off the Earth too.
Use the Earth as an example. Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
How long's your video go for, Matt? Okay, teaching a flurf a lesson.
Yeah.
Which number video was this you made? Was this your first one or your second one?
No, that's my second one.
Oh, number 2. Okay.
Yeah.
Number 2.
Since movie launch.
Couldn't you afford the lights in this one?
Well, you know what? It's a kind of a whole lot easier that way, and it's complete fluke. I just turned on my camera one time and I thought, "Ooh, actually, that looks quite funky."
Yeah, that's how I do mine.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
You picked up off me. Except I don't have I haven't got the camera.
Yeah, so I thought,
darkness, my old friend.
Yeah, so it's just using the light from the VDU monitor. That's all it is. So I haven't got to worry about lighting. I haven't got to worry about using any green screens. I've got to worry making sure there's nothing behind me that's going to dox me or all that kind of stuff. So yeah, nice and easy.
Can we now refer to this as your Holly phase?
You're not the first person to point that one out, mate. Several people said the same thing. It's Holly. Except for I'm not as pretty as Holly.
On the plus side, you've got more hair than original Holly.
Oh yeah, the first Holly. Yeah. I was referring to the second Holly.
P word.
Play, Terry.
Okay. Since you asked nicely.
Welcome to M2M, the channel that burns the nonsense. Sometimes you'll come across a flat earth channel with a reasonably small amount of subscribers, but doing okay. It produces a video more out of lack of knowledge than ignorance or arrogance that you sometimes come across with the bigger flat earthers. And I think this one is more about lack of knowledge. So I'd like to see this as more of an education and a debunk. So this is what I'd like to do. I'd like to help him out a little bit and educate him. Because this one seems to have a bit of a problem with the space shuttle launch. So, shall we help him out? Let's launch the credits and let's get into it. They're in mute. You shouldn't have a problem, but just in case. I'll tell you when you're on mute. There, you should be good now. There you go, you can unmute now. So, this is the video we're looking at from a channel name by the name of Paul Not Down Under. I'm assuming he's either New Zealander or Aussie, flat earther. The video, the title is Space Shuttle Dashcam, NASA Lies. Dashcam, okay. Right, well, let's have a look at the video. CGI glitches, no delay comms and bubbles on the space shuttle Dashcam. Oh, the old space bubbles, okay.
Auto sequence start.
Sound suppression water system has been activated, protecting Discovery and the launch pad from acoustical energy waves.
Go for main engine.
Go for main engine start. We have main engine start. 2, 1.
So this guy's obviously not speaking. He's gone straight in with, and watch for the amazing external tank struts that defy friction at 14,000 miles per hour. This is pretty much the whole premise of his video, as you'll see later on.
Booster ignition and the final liftoff of Discovery. A tribute to the dedication,
What is it doing 14,000 miles per hour at liftoff, is it?
hard work and pride of America's space shuttle team. The shuttle has cleared the tower.
This is Mission Control Houston. The space shuttle now rolling over onto its back for an 8.5-minute ride into orbit. Discovery now making one last reach for the stars. Discovery's engines are now throttling down as the orbiter passes.
Why don't we ever hear the sonic boom on takeoff? Ah, Paul, this is your first lesson. So you're going to pay attention, Paul. I think you'll like this. So, Paul, a sonic boom occurs when an aircraft, or in this case a rocket, i.e. the space shuttle, reaches about 750 miles per hour, which is around Mach 1.1. So the shuttle, or any rocket, takes a little bit of time to reach that speed after liftoff. And the reason it occurs is because the sound waves of an aircraft or rocket are compressed, because the rocket is travelling faster than the sound waves can move towards you. And it's happening continuously as long as it is still travelling above 750 miles an hour. So you hear the sound in one single boom.
Oh, here he is.
Now the key difference between an aircraft racing past you and a rocket is obvious. If it isn't obvious to you, Paul, well, the shuttle is moving up in the air. Unlike an aircraft racing past you, where the sonic waves are travelling in ripples perpendicular towards you, and you hear it, the shuttle is way above your head, and the sonic waves from the shuttle travel parallel to the ground above you, hence why you don't hear the sonic boom when it reaches that magic number of Mach 1.1. Now I hope that makes sense to you, Paul, and I hope you learned something here. So let's carry on with the rest of the video.
Discovery Houston, you are go at throttle up.
Discovery's 3 main engines are burning fuel at a rate that would drain an average swimming pool in about 25 seconds. The engines combined with the solid rocket boosters produce more than 7 million pounds of thrust.
Flight information to reaffirm the fantastic illusion of space flight in your mind from childhood. So you're using a reaffirmation to reaffirm that NASA is creating an illusion of space. Okay, I don't think it's a little bit hypocritical. Anyway, never mind. Let's carry on with the video.
1 minute 50 seconds into the flight, we're standing by for separation of the twin solid rocket boosters. Discovery now traveling 2,695 miles an hour. Its altitude 24 miles. Downrange from the Kennedy Space Center 29 miles. Two minutes 25 seconds into the flight, Discovery traveling 3,189 miles an hour. Its altitude 37 miles. Downrange from the Kennedy Space Center 53 miles.
Let me know when you're ready to copy the new Presta ATO and Presta MECO.
Okay, copy all. 2 engine tail and ready to copy.
2.5 second time delay between comms. So don't you think the pilot, or whoever it was that was responding, needs time to disseminate the question asked, probably to look at some instruments and displays, and then give an appropriate reply? I mean, how long or how short should it be?
Into your Presta ATO 11 depth.
No visible air friction or distortion or distress on non-aerodynamic dynamic struts at 4,700 miles per hour. Ah, I think it's time for lesson number 2, Paul. So as we saw a moment ago in your video, Paul, at 2 minutes and 25 seconds into the flight, the shuttle is currently in an altitude of about 37 miles, and at a velocity of just under 3,200 miles per hour. But you're expecting to see, and I quote, air friction, distortion or distress on the non-aerodynamic struts. Firstly, Paul, the struts that we'll see shortly are not non-aerodynamic. The shuttle was fully tested for aerodynamics before human beings flew on the first manned shuttle on STS-1 in 1981. But the lesson I'm going to give you here is all about air pressure at high altitudes, Paul. So the shuttle is currently at an altitude of 37 miles, which puts the shuttle going past an altitude of 60 kilometers plus by the time you point it out in the video, which puts it firmly within the range of the mesosphere. At this altitude, the air pressure is in the range of 0.01 millibars, or 0.00014 pounds per square inch. So seeing that at sea level we see air pressures of about 1000 millibars, or 14.7 psi, we can say there is very, very little atmosphere to put any kind of pressures on any part of the space shuttle. I hope this helps you, Paul, and here ends lesson number 2. Let's carry on with the video.
7.9, Presto Mico 15.4.
3 minutes and 50 seconds into the flight, the shuttle traveling 4,700 miles an hour.
0.01 millibars of air pressure, Paul.
11.9 and 15.4.
That's a good read back on both.
Ah, Paul, at this point they're an altitude of 65 kilometers. They're not on the moon. They use communications is by S-band and it's digitized. The delay in comms is minuscule, milliseconds. The only delay is the delay in the response between the pilot and the ground control, or vice versa. Have a look at S-band communications, Paul.
Discovery can now make it to emergency landing sites in Europe should one of the engines fail, but all 3 engines continue to perform as expected.
Or more affirmations about reaffirmations. And we've got the old space bubbles coming. Oh, goody.
Hang on, is this CGI or is it done in a pool?
Exactly, yeah. CGI Paul. Cracks me up when I see that. Credit where credit's due, Paul. It's very well spotted. It's not easy to see. But, no. Not space bubbles, Paul. Now it's time for lesson number 3. Are you ready? For this lesson, Paul, I'm going to teach you just a little bit about cryogenic fuels. Cryogenic fuels are described as fuel that require them to be kept at extremely low temperatures to maintain a liquid state. Now, the space shuttle used 2 cryogenic fuels, liquid hydrogen or LH2 as a fuel, and liquid oxygen or LOX, or better known as LOX, as an oxidizer. Now, liquid hydrogen, LH2, and all cryogenic fuels have what is known as a boiling point, and LH2 in this case has a boiling point of minus 252 degrees Celsius or minus 421 Fahrenheit, which means if it goes above that point, it boils and returns to its natural state as a gas. Very much like boiling a kettle, Paul. Water, or H2O, has a boiling point of around plus 100 degrees Celsius. So when that boils, it turns to a vapour called steam. Are you with me so far, Paul? Good. Now, liquid oxygen, or LOX, has a slightly higher boiling point of minus 218 degrees Celsius, or minus 361 Fahrenheit. So as I'm sure you can agree, Paul, those temperatures are bloody cold, right? So, as the shuttle is sitting on the launch pad, fairly close to sea level, full of extremely cold liquids, guess what's going to happen, Paul? Yes, you've guessed it. On the external parts of the tanks are going to get a bit frosty. And I don't mean angry. I mean ice is going to form on the outside of those tanks. So you see, Paul, those bubbles you think you've seen are not bubbles at all. They are ice crystals coming off the tanks. As the tanks are depleted of those cryogenic fuels, the ice crystals are no longer frozen to the tanks and break off. Simples. So there ends lesson number 3. You did pretty well, Paul. you've learned a lot today. But I'm going to leave it there, Paul, as I don't want to overload you with too much information. But besides the rest of the video, you talk more about aerodynamic pressures, which I've covered, more about comms delays, which I've covered, and CGI bubbles, which I've just covered. So there's nothing really much more to say. So, for those of you watching this video, I've put a link to Paul's video in the description. Now, if you think he's right, go and subscribe to his channel for more videos. If you think I'm right, please click the subscribe button, hit the bell icon, and you should be notified when I upload more videos. But Paul, for now, sorry mate, but your video has just been burned.
I hope that wasn't real fire, because that would have melted you.
Oh. Would have been a bit hot.
I'll have to take a screenshot of the, I think it was on the latest rocket that went up with those people in it, where they did take a close-up of the fuel going into it, and you could see the ice around it, like close-up view.
Yeah.
So I don't think they see that stuff for some reason.
No. I've heard flurfers, when you get a lot of venting and stuff like that, quite often, and engine cool down, so you see gas coming off on the ice and stuff. I've heard the the vapors coming off as people saying it's smoke and some sort of helium gas or something. With these stupid fucking rocket balloons they're supposed to be and stuff like that. All kinds of stupid stuff.
Now, Wally,
I mean, clearly it's chemtrails.
Oh, sorry.
Chemtrails.
Is Wally still around? Yeah, there's Wally. Wally, I've got Flat Earth's $1 Million Challenge completed and how aircraft follow curvature from Wolfie. And I've got your video, Flat Earth owes me $1 million obsessed with Wolfie 6020, but is just seeking attention as usual. Which video is which out of them two? Because one says to link, one says link to Where's Wally's video. So I'm a bit confused with the two. Which one do I need to play both?
Wally's not in the internal here. He's not.
No, he's in Discord.
No, he's in Discord.
He's in Discord. He can hear me.
Yeah,
in Discord.
I know he's in Discord. Yeah, I know that. Just been speaking to him.
Just waiting for him to. I don't know where he's going to give me the answer in Discord, or is he going to give it to me in YouTube? You have to give it to me somewhere, Wally, the answer to the question. Otherwise, I'll just play both, because I don't know which order to play them in. I suppose the date would help. I've made 3 videos. Yeah, well, this one was July 19. Well, yeah, we played other ones before this one. This one, July 19 fit that one, and Wolfie did it on the 18th. Oh, okay, so I'll have to play. We'll play Wolfie's on the 18th. Wolfie's made one. Comes between 2 and 3. Oh, so I've played them all in the wrong order then, Wally. Sorry, mate. Somebody's typing, I can tell.
Yeah, Matt really hates this keyboard, obviously.
Yeah, he's another Alan.
Oh, sorry, I didn't realise it was that.
It's another Alan. I tell ya. YouTube is weird.
I'm not hammering it as hard as Alan does, but I think my microphone's quite close to where where the keyboard is, so it's picking up.
I'm going by the dates. We'll do Wolfie and then we'll do the Wally, because Wally's one's after the date. Okay. Was that Matt? You answering a question out there? Did a video about a year ago about something.
Yeah, Wes Wally said that NASA is world's biggest user of helium. That's actually not true. They're not. The biggest thing.
I thought it was party balloons.
No, it's actually not. It's surprising. I didn't know this when I did my research. There's a video about this I did ages ago when I think it was David Weiss did a video about why there was a world shortage of helium, and I did some research into it and decided to do a video. Put a lot of research, a lot of effort into doing the video. And the research I found was apparently the biggest use they use for helium was MRI scanners and medical use. Yeah. Which I didn't know. I think second came was I think it was welding. Apparently they use that in welding. I don't know the ins and outs.
Use that in welding.
Yeah,
well, argon. It's usually argon for TIG welding.
Yeah. I can't remember what was after that. But then further down the list, you had they use within rocket launchers and things. They use helium quite a lot to purge cryogenic tanks and lines and things like that, because it's an inert gas, so it's not going to react with anything. So they use it quite a lot to do that kind of stuff as well. And then of course you've got helium balloons and stuff like that as well. So actually, NASA's not the biggest user, as despite the conversation. But what happened was the reason why there was a shortage because Qatar, which was the second producer of helium in the world, behind NASA, which produces around about 30% of the world's helium production, had diplomatic issues with its neighboring countries, so they weren't able to export any helium at all. So they shut the plant down. So therefore, so straight away, the third of the world's helium production was halted. So that was the reason for it. But of course, the flirts think, oh, it's because NASA's using it all up with all the balloons and stuff like that.
Yeah, it's always NASA. You name it, NASA. It boils down to NASA.
Yeah, of course.
So we could solve this problem really easily just by bringing a fusion reactor online, right?
Yeah.
Simple.
Simple. Okay.
Does that produce helium? Does it?
Yeah, hydrogen fusion.
All right. Okay. Learn something new every day.
Same thing that happens in stars.
Oh, Mr. 42, I'm here by the way, just lurking. Hi, Mr. 42. You found us. And you're naked. Oh, I better fix that. You get a spanner if you're subbed.
Now you're talking, Wally. Now you say NASA's the biggest space industry user of helium. All right, okay. I'll give you that one.
Well played.
Yeah. Well played.
Are you waiting for a proceed?
I'm waiting for that's a P word. That's a P word.
That is a P word?
Yeah, it's definitely a P word. Any other P words?
Party? Plastic?
Pitchfork?
Potential?
Prep?
Yes, you called?
Procrastinate?
No, I was thinking of Daniel Pratt personally, but anyway.
Oh, right.
Positron? Plink? Plink's not a word.
It's a bit of onomatopoeia.
Oh, peanut. See, no one said peanut.
Pentaloon.
Oh, no name. No, geez, no name would have to go there.
Yeah, he would say that. He would say that. Yeah.
Plonker.
The piss on it, Porky. Play.
So before getting into my own video, I just want to give a quick shout out to my friend Where's Wally. Some of you may recall this video back in 2018 when a flat earther posted a $100,000 challenge.
Oh, that bloke.
I completed his challenge.
Was his name Flat Earth Data or something?
Now this video currently has over 6.3 million views. Recently, Where's Wally completed another Flat Earthers challenge, and this time it was for $1 million. I'll post a link to this video in the description.
Oh, that was the Cellar Smeller, wasn't it?
You can see how Where's Wally has satisfied the challenge.
Yeah, Daniel Pratt.
And you can also see how the Flat Earther immediately starts backpedaling and making
like he's got $1 million to spare.
Yeah.
So in this video, we're going to
He'll
look
have
at
to
a
sell
new
his water
simulator
tank.
by Walter Bislin that accurately demonstrates how an aircraft can follow the curvature of the Earth by simply maintaining altitude. This simulator considers aerodynamics and physics, looking at the many forces acting on an aircraft in flight, including lift,
flat
weight,
out hero, that's
thrust, and drag. The simulator shows how
Hey,
these
Phil.
forces interact with the changing direction of gravity as the aircraft follows the curvature of the Earth, and that causes the attitude
plane's
of the
going upside
aircraft
down.
to follow the curvature of
Oh,
the
no.
Earth, while the altitude remains constant.
Well, you're upside down.
So we'll take a
Somebody's
look at
upside
this
down.
simulator in more detail later in the video. But for
It's
now,
flying over
I just
Australia.
want you to notice that the altitude of the aircraft is not changing as it follows
Yes,
the
Mr.
curvature of
42,
the
they
Earth.
better have.
That is how the globe math works, requiring only that the aircraft maintain altitude.
Oh, Mr. 42's in the chat.
So looking at the correct globe math, an aircraft follows Earth curve
I'll
by
see if I can get him
maintaining
onto
a
Discord.
constant altitude above the ground. That is actually quite logical. If you're flying at 40,000 feet altitude and you accurately follow the curve of the Earth and fly 1,000 miles, you will still be at 40,000 feet altitude. The incorrect flat Earth claim is that aircraft must descend to follow the curvature. Why is this wrong? It is wrong because they calculate from a stationary observer position. The calculation should be done at the location of the aircraft. Now, one of the flat earthers pushing this incorrect claim for about 5 years is Bob Nodell. Now, we all know Bob as the flat earther who proved that the Earth rotates at 15 degrees per hour. Thanks, Bob. Bob also used to claim that he was a commercial pilot with an instrument rating and a multi-engine rating. Here is a comment he posted on my channel back in 2016. Globebusters. I am no ATP pilot, but rather an engineer with a commercial instrument and multi-engine certificate. But as we know, checking the FAA record proves that Bob is not a commercial pilot, doesn't hold an instrument rating, and is not multi-engine rated. I have a video detailing that fully here. That video is titled, "Did this flat earther lie about being a commercial pilot?" But Professor Dave does a very nice summary.
So that's it. Airplanes. Ask any airline pilot what the shape of the Earth is. When they're done laughing at you, they'll tell you it's a sphere. And no, this moron doesn't count. He used to lie and say that he's a commercial pilot, but then he got exposed by a real pilot. Then he tried to hide the fact that he lied about it. It was hilarious. I'll link to the video all about this incident below, in case watching him accidentally prove the Earth is a rotating sphere on a Netflix documentary wasn't enough, and you want to laugh some more at this stupid, hopeless moron.
Now this is a table that Bob presents when making this claim. It shows the aircraft speed of 518.75 miles per hour. It shows the time travelled in minutes with a corresponding distance travelled in miles. Based on the curve of the Earth, this column shows the drop. Now the drop here is from a horizontal line from the stationary observer's position. And the mistake Bob and other flat earthers make is then to apply that drop as an average feet per minute drop at the aircraft. But that is not correct, because this is not what is happening at the aircraft. This drop in feet is from a stationary position, and it is quite easy to see the flaw in this logic. According to Bob, for an observer at this position, the aircraft will be descending as it flies in this direction. However, if that aircraft makes a 180-degree turn and starts flying back towards the observer, it now has to be climbing to follow the curvature of the Earth. But what about if the observer is over here? We have observer A at this position and observer B at this position. From observer A's position, the aircraft is dropping. For observer B, it is climbing. It cannot be doing both. If we have two aircraft flying in opposite directions, which one is climbing and which one is descending? And the answer is neither of them. It is simply an incorrect application of math from a stationary observer's position. So the correct way to calculate this is from the position of the aircraft, and this is where Walter's simulator comes in. It's worth reading this paragraph. I did not tell the simulation how it has to react to user input and environmental conditions. In real life, all systems follow basic physical laws, like Newton's laws of motion. I programmed some simple models of the atmosphere, the Earth, and the engines, the physical laws and the connections between the different physical systems into the simulator, and let it calculate how all aircraft states evolve under this law. That means the simulation acts like a real airplane that obeys the same physical laws. There is a lot of information in this simulator, and it would probably take me more than an hour to explain each element fully. Walter describes it very clearly further down the page. But what I'm going to do now is just cover the key points, and then we'll run the simulator through various scenarios. So firstly, let's look at the forces acting on the aircraft. The green arrow represents the weight of the aircraft, which always acts towards the center of the globe on the Earth. The blue line represents the lift being generated by the wings. This yellow arrow represents the thrust produced by the engines. The red arrow represents aerodynamic drag, and the small blue arrow here represents the downforce on the tail of the aircraft. We also have these three arrows, which represent true horizontal, which is tangential to the Earth at any given time. This magenta colored arrow represents the pitch attitude of the aircraft, and this green and white arrow represents the flight path of the aircraft. Now these correlate to indications on the primary flight display. This line here represents the pitch attitude of the aircraft. The velocity vector, this orange circle, represents the flight path of the aircraft, and true horizontal is indicated by the line joining the horizon here and the sky on this artificial horizon. So at this point, I'll just explain the difference between a standard artificial horizon and the head-up display indication. A standard artificial horizon will show zero pitch at true horizontal, and that's what we are seeing here. Now, the head-up display is showing the horizon line, which is this line, that is at eye level. It is horizontal to the pilot's eyes, and we can see that the Earth horizon, in this case high altitude cloud, is below horizontal. Now with the Global 7500, we actually have two modes available for this artificial horizon. We have standard mode, which looks like that, or we have synthetic vision mode, which puts the horizon in a more realistic position. So this is horizontal. The flight path vector is on that line because the aircraft is cruising at a level altitude. The Earth's horizon is well below horizontal.
There's a few modes, but right now we'll bring them off as we start to descend. We'll look at the altitude we're going to increase the edge of the descent so that the cabin delta P, the pressure goes down the same.
Jetstar 974, contact center 118-42. 183, Jetstar 974.
The sat is close enough to the true outside clock. You're on the wind, fuel, minus 60. The TAT is minus 29 because it's got temperature rise due to the air heat.
So is it like true temperature?
True air temperature, yeah.
Digital display in the sky, it's got to be CGI. Look at it, look at it.
So the point being made here is that this horizon in standard mode on an artificial horizon is not showing the position of the true Earth horizon. It is showing the position of horizontal. Now let's run the simulator. At the moment, it's running in standard time. We can speed this up to see the aircraft following the curve much faster. Now in this simulator, the Earth radius is 318.55 kilometers. It is smaller than the real Earth, and that just speeds up the demonstration. You can change that to a realistic value, but it just means the simulation will appear to run more slowly. You'll notice, as the aircraft is following the curvature, the altitude is remaining constant, the speed is remaining constant, the angle of attack is 2.9 degrees. That is also remaining constant. The velocity vector is always on the line of horizontal because the aircraft is flying a tangent to the Earth's curve at all times. The aircraft is maintaining a slight nose-up pitch, which is generating that angle of attack. Let's see what happens when we start to change the trim. So we're now running the simulator in real time. The aircraft is in trim, maintaining a constant altitude and a steady airspeed. I'm now going to trim nose up by moving this green slider all the way to the right. When that happens, we have an increase in the downforce on the tail of the aircraft, and that results in a nose up pitch. That increases angle of attack and increases the amount of lift, resulting in a climb. You can see the velocity vector is above horizontal, indicating the aircraft is climbing. As a result of the nose-up attitude, the airspeed is reducing. As that airspeed reduces, the amount of lift from the wings and the downforce on the tail reduces. As you can see, the force of the weight of the aircraft is forward of the point through which lift acts. So when lift becomes insufficient, the nose of the aircraft is going to drop automatically. We can see that occurring now. The aircraft cannot keep climbing indefinitely. When it runs out of speed, it pitches nose down automatically. It is now descending and increasing airspeed. As the airspeed increases, the lift increases and the downforce on the tail increases. So it will eventually reach a new equilibrium based on the new trim position.
This is Wolfie has induced a nice oscillation
to allow it to stabilize more quickly in the demonstration.
There you go.
Geez, I'd hate to be in that plane.
Yeah, getting bounced around a bit.
That's kind of fun to do.
So with a new trim position, you can see that the aircraft
for a pilot, but not necessarily
for a passenger, yeah. Whee!
But it is still following.
They told me it was turbulence.
Because it has a lower airspeed and at a higher altitude, the angle of attack is greater. The air is thinner, and at a lower airspeed, we need the additional
And
angle
we're going
of
upside
attack
down again
to generate sufficient lift.
Wolfie's teaching us that pitch is
So I
airspeed
plan
and
to
power
use
is
this
altitude.
simulator in future videos to address further misconceptions flat earthers have about aircraft. But I want to take this opportunity to thank Walter for his outstanding work in producing yet another fabulous simulator.
Yeah, good on you, Walter.
Yeah,
Oh,
absolutely.
sorry,
Not
Stewie.
being
That
flippant
was.
about that.
I had it up at maximum, Stewie. I'm going to have to mention to Wolfie to put his volume up a little bit more. It's a little bit soft. If I put the volume up for Wolfie, I end up putting the volume up for everyone in here. Yeah, I noticed, but it's what's this?
I've never actually seen a.
No, I noticed, but it's not like I joined the live stream to whine about having a spanner or not. Something. I'm a proper spanner anyway. Yeah, I know, but I just don't like naked people out there.
I've never seen a flat earther challenge Wolfie on his videos, any of the details ever.
They don't. No, they don't.
No, of course they don't.
No, they won't challenge him. They don't challenge me on mine.
Nope.
I want to know what's going on with Paul with this pirate hat and pirate.
Oh, I was just experimenting with video filters.
Yeah, he's a pirate.
You can put all sorts of different video filters on. Yeah.
Make yourself a fluffer.
Is there a fluff filter?
Okay.
No, the fluff filter would just lower your IQ, wouldn't it?
Getting close.
You're not an angel. Can't fool us.
This is appropriate for this current climate, hey?
Oh, no, I know. We got told.
Yeah, but no float would do that.
We may be going into September.
Well, we got a tier 2 exposure site in our town. Those bloody furniture removalists from friggin' your state, New South Wales, stopped at a BP service station at our town.
Oh, they're buggers.
Thank God it was late at night and hardly anyone was around. So
maybe because they speak not a good English, they didn't understand what had happened and what to do.
Yeah, our Boris keeps changing his mind. It was supposed to be July the 19th, and then he's put it until
Freedom Day.
29th. Freedom Day, yeah, I keep banging on about that. Jesus wept. Yeah.
So, and don't forget the incoming virus passports. Sorry, vaccine passports.
Yeah, that was. Yeah.
You guys are screwed.
Yeah, I think we're screwed. I think they're screwed when he was when they decided he was going to let him be prime minister. We didn't. I didn't vote for him.
Have you got a
Nobody
duck?
voted for him as
Have
prime
you got
minister.
a duck, Paul?
I'm just going through what's there. There you go. I'm a unicorn.
I'm just saying, have you got a duck?
If I fart, magic happens.
I don't think it was specifically voting Boris for prime minister. It was voting for Brexit.
Yeah. Well, I mean, he was chosen by the Tory party to become leader, so therefore by default he's then prime minister.
Kia doesn't know who the millionaire was, Flurf, who made the bet.
Flat Earth millionaire.
Is a flat Earth millionaire, is it?
No, by the way, did that billionaire Flurf who made the bet respond to Wolfie? No, we haven't heard a response from him yet.
Of course he didn't. I mean, none of them that are offering this money.
Are you on TV?
Got the money or
Paul's
not,
on TV.
Whether they got the money or not, then none of them are going to pay up.
No.
Of course they're not. Whether they got the money or not. I mean, Daniel. I mean, we all knew that from the start that he was some ulterior motive, and now he wants. I don't know if you actually seen his responses and stuff like that. Now he's saying, "Well, okay, come and sue me." So what he's trying to do is to get people to actually go to court and try and sue him, so he can become this hero. And I went to a court with a Glober, yada yada yada, and all that kind of stuff. But no, I don't think anybody's going to bite to that. Honestly, I honestly think there's something not quite right with him. He's clearly mentally deficient or disabled in some way. has some sort of mental condition. He's just, I don't know, paranoid delusion.
Are we talking about Pratt?
Yeah, Daniel Pratt.
Yeah, sell it. Yeah,
Yeah,
he's Cellar Smeller.
Yeah,
he's definitely not sane.
no.
I put him up there in the same category as Ross, Flat Earth Ozzie Jesus.
Well, even more so because Daniel Pratt's he's known to be racist. He's really not a nice fella at all.
I'm just talking about it purely from the perspective of they're both actually clinically insane.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, in terms of which one's the nicer guy, Ross, hands down.
Yeah.
But it's not a very low bar to get under, you know.
No, it's not.
Which one of you guys was here when I was with Ross nearly 12 hours or whatever it was that time on Discord?
He was pretty nice guy at that time, wasn't he?
I think it was 12 hours.
Once you get him on his own and you chat away to him about different things other than flat Earth, he's quite an amiable kind of guy. He's all right.
Well, he went through all his thought about his invention for perpetual motion.
Yeah.
I wish people would stop trying. It's not happening.
It's a perpetual motion donut.
Can't be any worse than Pete Shea, isn't there? That's another one. He's not quite right.
Aristarchus!
Yeah. This Pete Shea is the guy that thinks basically the Earth is actually a fossil of a dead dodo. And you should, and he sells the benefits of drinking your own urine. There's another one as well. He's not right in the head either. Yeah, listen. The kind of scary part as well. He's not a million miles away from me where he lives. He's only about a half an hour drive from where I live. Not far. Just near Dublin, just north of Dublin, I think.
I'm sure we haven't seen this one. When was it? 19 Monday. Yeah, definitely haven't. It's got just some bits and pieces in it that we might have already seen. This is Wally's last one. Trying to figure out Paul's disguise. What he's. I can't figure that one out. You're having fun with that, aren't you?
It's good. He's a robber now. Video.
Well, that is a perpetual thing, Wally. If they make people are trying to make them, thinking they're making one.
Yeah. All right, Stu. I forget you're from our part of the world, but you're Belfast, I think, aren't you? So he's a bit closer to me than he is you. I'm South Armagh, so.
Did I notice Gary out in the peanut gallery? I think he snuck a comment in and I missed it. I think he was talking to Blue. Was Gary talking to you, Blue?
I don't know. I hope
don't know.
not.
I seen his comment. Oh, yeah, there he is. He said, "Oh yes, we do, Blue." So I don't know what he was responding to there.
Yes, we do what?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what was referenced to. No Name says you're not far from Keeler then.
Yeah, probably not a million miles
Keeler.
away. Yeah, I think she's a bit further. I think she's quite a lot further south. I think. I'm not 100% sure where she is, but I get a feeling she might be Sligo or something like that. I don't know. I could be completely wrong. I can't actually remember.
Carl said he's here. Who here? Cryptic bloody things people say in the chat. I've got no idea what that is.
No, you're talking about what's his name, Gary.
Gary, yeah, Gary was there. He made a comment,
Gary.
but I didn't know what he was. I just saying pleading the fifth.
I think that's why he's saying he's here. Yeah.
Plead the fifth. Gary said Wolfie didn't show anything that could be actually attributed to curvature in those adjustments. So, okay.
No, Gary, it wasn't about curvature. It was about planes flying off into space.
How they maintain their altitude.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Oh, I'll play this last video and then we're free. Okay, got that. Any other P words out there?
Prestidigitation.
You have to spell that one.
Pete Shea.
Pissy Pete, we get come.
Pissy Pete, yeah. Pissy Pete.
Mr. 42 said I could join in 30 minutes. Was that 30 minutes ago, was it, nearly? Or 15 minutes ago?
Well,
When work
he
is
went
over.
out and he's back in again now. He hasn't spoken.
He said when work is over, he said SHIT, no possible. I have a date with Vodafone.
Yeah, that is true. So
Take
what
it.
happens, I just logged off of my work laptop, well, partly because I have two, join you guys until 5 o'clock, my local time, and then I have to go to Vodafone anyway. So, hello, it's your favorite Mr. 42, and welcome to the David Terrace channel.
Well, it's the Aussie. It's the Aussie perspective, actually. I know my name's actually written down there as my channel, but
yeah, exactly.
we're the Aussie perspective because it follows off through over into Discord, into here. So, welcome, Mr. 42.
Thank you.
Hey.
That might have the funny consequence that if one of my customers call, that I have to drop out, by the way.
That's fine. That's fine. We always expect the unexpected here.
Yeah, that's what I do.
Yes, but my question is Mr. 42 mostly harmless?
Mostly, but not completely. I think Adam might disagree with that.
But Terry, nobody expects the Spanish Inquisition.
Mr. 42 is the answer to the universe and everything.
Everything, yeah.
Everything.
Yeah.
So
the correct term is life, the universe, and everything, isn't it?
So we need a P word. Monk tried a P word, but I think he would have had to spelt the one he said because I didn't know what that word was.
Pissy Pete. Pissy Pete, we told you.
Pissy, but that's two words.
Okay, piss then.
Stewie said psilocybin, but P silent, isn't it?
Psilocybin.
Yeah, the P silent.
Yes.
Yeah, so you can't use that one.
Psilocybin, what's that?
Paracelsius.
Magic mushrooms.
I haven't
Oh,
heard
is it? Oh, okay.
What's Paracelsius? Something to do with temperature?
Kind of cheer.
And a really topical one.
Pangea. Which one?
Terry.
Pandemic.
Oh.
Terry.
Yes.
Terry.
Yes.
Play the bloody video.
Well, I was waiting for that P word. You don't get the hint, I tell you. You get Blue all upset and he'll end up saying the P word.
G'day everybody, where's Wally here? Well, it seems that Danny, he's hiding behind the So Sue Me defense once again. He has made a new video, or 3, about it. Let's have a look.
Yawn. So here we are again, the Globe Clowns, insisting that they've proven something. They've proven me wrong.
Well, I have, and you have not refuted that fact in 5 days and 4 videos, so can I assume it must be true?
They've met my challenge. I owe Wally $1 million. $1
million? Thanks for admitting what we all know, Danny. Mighty decent of you.
So now their desperate ploy to not face me in court is to insist that I do it in Australia.
A desperate ploy? No, we just wanted to give you something back for that $1 million. At least this way you'll have flights and accommodation in Australia when you come over here to hand over that
$1 million. Excuse me, glorified bus driver Wolfie. For $1 million, you can drive your little bus to Seattle.
Danny, why are you talking to Wolfie and not me?
No, Wolfie, you know that me getting on a plane to Australia would require me getting a boogie virus jab.
Methinks you doth project too much, Danny. Seems you being afraid of an itty-bitty needle is your excuse, not Wolfie's.
You know I won't do that. So you are pathetically trying to use that as your out.
A rape needle? Danny, here in Australia, we stick the needle in your upper arm. Now, I don't know what kind of doctor you've been going to see, but it definitely sounds a little bit more than sus to me, mate.
Not saying I know exactly how everything works. Without you heroes, exactly. The globe would really be in trouble, wouldn't it? Hey, Wolfie, on your flight here to sue me because you're gonna prove me wrong, right?
Danny, why are you talking to Wolfie and not me? I find it very telling, Danny, that you were happily ignoring me until Wolfie came along and now you're all about him. I think I know why.
Danny, there is no need to address me further. My offer of a return trip to Australia, including luxury accommodation, has now been rescinded. Any further communication should be with Wally. He is the one who satisfied your challenge. He is the one you need to pay.
But Danny, the most telling part of the exchange over the last few days is what we refer to as Exhibit D. Has anyone else noticed Danny has not mentioned the two pilots swearing on the Bible and how that meets his alternate part of the challenge? Remember, Danny, the way you carelessly worded your $1 million challenge was flat earth, $1 million challenge, show the code, or have a pilot testify under oath. Dare ya. Seems like I met that second part twice.
Not saying I know exactly how everything works.
Oh, in the comments, Danny, and you saw it because you hearted it. Mr. Xavier wondered if Wolfie could get a window seat to watch the flaps adjusting all the time. Now, you didn't correct him, did you, Danny? I showed Wolfie's footage of the autopilot, and it makes not only elevation adjustments, but roll adjustments all by itself. Oh, and the flaps for adjusting for earth curve are on the tailplane, right at the back, so no window seat will show you that. But I tell you what, the best seat for seeing these things is in the cockpit, and not looking out the window, but looking at the autopilot, and it does show you exactly what you asked for, Danny. So how about you go and correct Mr. Xavier?
Not saying I know exactly how everything works. How about you prove the equatorial bulge for us, since you're going to prove that planes go over curvature, and you're going to prove that you're going to accelerate to 1,000 miles per hour laterally.
Yeah, we've already shown that. It's called Exhibit A.
From the 8 inches per mile squared.
Oh, you're still so very wrong about that 8 inches per mile squared. That's just wrong on so many levels.
The rest of the earth seems to be measured on, and all of you globe priests acquiesce and agree to that constantly.
8 inches per mile squared is just a rule of thumb approximation for flatties because, well, let's face it, Danny, you're not good at maths, are you?
Not saying I know exactly how everything works, but with this equatorial bulge, that formula cannot be correct. And since you're bringing evidence that proves your planes make these adjustments, you'll have the exact data proving that the curvature formula must be different.
The curvature formula is actually different to the 8 inches per mile squared. If you really want to get more precise, then you should use the Vincenti formula. Have a look. Now, it does take into account the fact that the globe is actually an ellipsoid. As you can see here, there are two different axes defined. So basically the code flattens the sphere slightly and gives you a more accurate distances for when even assuming that the Earth is a sphere isn't good enough. You don't get it though, do you, Danny?
Not saying I know exactly how everything works. That did everything they possibly could to make this campaign fail from jump. Started calling it a fraud from jump. Now they want to compare it to the Greater Sapien issue. Well, the Greater Sapien issue, to me, a little different. He was doing something that was physically impossible to do, or proclaiming he was going to do something that was physically impossible to do. We told him this. The Force the Line is perfectly possible.
Danny, do you really think you can't fly over the South Pole? You do know it has been done, and many times. Here, check it out.
Not saying I know exactly how everything works. Sorry, not going to mention your name. Where's Wally? Because, once again, all you're doing is trying to bring traffic to your shit channel.
Well, that's enough for part 3. Can't wait for part 4 to see what else Danny complains about. This is getting really fun, Dan.
I'd love to thank Where's Wally for once again highlighting how you are defending a lie. I couldn't care about the objective truth.
I'll watch this space for that one. See what's going to happen next.
Not a lot.
No, not a lot yet.
Crazy people going crazy.
Yeah, apart from him just going to rant and rave and shout and scream and get all a bit.
It looks like his missus kicked him out of his cellar had to go and do it in his car at one time. Just like CC.
Oh my.
No, he wasn't in a right-hand drive car. I think it was just the video was flipped. They wouldn't have.
Yeah, but Blue, you've got a really interesting workshop to do your stuff in. It's a bit more interesting than a car.
Yeah.
or a garage with beside your boiler.
Water heater, yeah.
Yeah,
I got stuff in my garage.
Yeah, you got a lot of stuff.
I got one big thing in my garage. I have to pull it out soon.
Nobody wants to hear about that, Terry.
Oh, sorry.
No, I'm joking. I'm talking about your car, of course.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, totally.
Of course I was. What did you think I was talking about, Matt?
I don't know. Talking about your car.
Yeah.
You got to get around to doing something about all that stuff out there too.
Yeah, me too. I got to see my workbench the other day, and then I put everything back on it.
So you had a quick look at it then?
I took everything. I mean, my son took everything off, put it on the work table. And I looked at my bench and went, "Oh, there's a workbench there. No, nothing on it." And I ended up putting half the stuff back on it.
Yeah, I can still remember when I did work on my workbench, which hasn't happened in a while.
As long as I can get to the device is the main thing. That's the
Well, you built your Cavendish experiment, didn't you, in your workbench? I'm sure. Blue.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And then Cavendish took over the rest of the shop, and
yeah,
not been much happening with the workbench lately.
Yeah.
Well, it's now a desk.
Mm.
42's got a customer. Apparently, he's got a phone.
Yeah,
call,
I read that. Yeah, customer call unmuted. We'll be over in Discord for a little while anyway, for a little bit of an after show. Coffee and biscuits. You have to bring your own coffee and biscuits, though.
I thought my payment was the biscuits. I thought you were bringing the biscuits. I thought that was the point of me coming on the show.
I already paid you the biscuits.
Did you?
Did you eat them?
I haven't got them yet. I haven't got them yet.
I mailed them to you.
Yeah.
Emailed.
I think Daniel Pratt intercepted it, scuffed the lot.
Did I bag on the tow? No, the trainer actually hasn't got a tow bar, Death. You mean the Kingswood, the wagon? The wagon's got a tow bar. And that's the actual proper analogy. There's a word for that. The Kingswood out there. Not the same model Kingswood though. I have to find out exactly. I think it's meant to be an HQ. Mine's a HZ.
Oh look, Monk's got an eclipse.
Yeah, I've been watching that.
2018.
Did you take that with your
we have one of those
B900?
every month. Sleeping Warrior told us that.
Yeah, there's one every month. Yeah, exactly.
Yep.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
Did he ever retract? Remember a while back he used to say that Earthshine was bullshit and you couldn't see the unlit portion of the moon ever.
I don't know. I pay no attention to him.
Yeah, fair enough.
He's been a bit quiet lately, hasn't he? Since he's done his tried to do his Cavendish.
Yeah, ever since his Tony tub.
Yeah, Tony tub.
Did he try to do Cavendish? Did he? Seriously?
Well, yeah, he attempted it, but we don't know what happened.
With a swivel at the top instead of a torsion wire.
Oh no!
They were going to prove it didn't work, and then I think Anthony realized that he had put himself in a bad corner.
So what they're trying to do to prove that Cavendish doesn't work by not actually doing what Cavendish actually did.
Yeah, exactly.
Basically. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I think it became finally the light went on over Tony's head, and he realized that either he was going to have to fix his and prove gravity himself, or I would do it for him. And they dropped that thing like a complete hot potato. Well, just like they've dropped LIGO. Anytime they get close to getting caught, well, they do the usual thing and run for the cover.
Yeah, that LIGO thing didn't last very long, did it?
Man, they hate LIGO.
No.
Well, then it disproves the bullshit. So yeah.
Yeah, but they didn't mention anything to do with what it actually does.
What, LIGO?
No, the Flurfers. They didn't really argue about what it does. They only just argued about how it was built.
Yeah, and they're still arguing.
Oh, they're still arguing. Oh dear.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Arguing amongst themselves, I guess, trying to figure out what it is or how it works.
Yeah, until the next thing comes along.
Somehow or the other, they can't get those elevations to line up in a straight line. And it's not gonna.
No. Oh, looks like we'll call it an evening, guys. Now, we haven't quite hit the 4 hours, but it's not too bad off.
But it is 1 a.m.
Yeah.
Yes, it is 1 a.m. And I know Paul wants to get to sleep because his eyes are getting sleepy.
I've got to get up early in the morning, yeah.
Sleepy and sleepy.
1 a.m. What are you talking about?
Sleepy. Have you got anything to play us out on, Paul, that you've done lately? Have you learnt that new tune yet?
No.
I'd like to hear your guitars sometimes, Paul. Sometime in the future.
All right.
When I fix my hair.
Yeah. Okay then. Well, thanks, Monk. Long time no see. You going to be back regular again, or you just dropping in for a quick visit?
Regularly,
Paul,
irregular.
Can you make it softer,
Irregular.
Paul?
Can what?
Can you make it softer like
Turn yourself down a bit.
Leave your headset on the thing or turn something down. I don't know. Because I don't want to yell over it. I want to be able to talk over it.
Is that a lot quieter?
I don't know yet. Start playing.
Is that a lot quieter?
Is that better?
Much better.
That's better? Okay, we're getting it better from everyone else, Paul. Okay then. But as I was saying, Mark, what did I say? Oh, yeah, that's right. Were you dropping in, or you're going to be back to be a regular?
I'll be regularly irregular.
When it might be a Wednesday, it might be a Saturday, or you don't know which week.
That's it.
Okay. All right then. Well, thanks for coming back anyway. Thanks, Paul. Thanks, Mr. 42. We definitely have to thank. He might be a new regular panel member if we get the time right for the stupid time zone. Thanks, Wally. Thanks, Matt, and you're going good with your channel back up and running now. So those videos will be coming out thick and fast.
Well, not about thick and fast, but yeah, a bit like Monk just said, it's going to be probably irregular. So I'll do them when I can do them, and when there's something to do. Catch my drift. Yeah,
Don't worry, the first will supply the thick.
Oh yeah. I mean, there's lots of things going to be happening in the not too distant future, so there'll be plenty to pick from. So.
And if anyone's wondering, Farmer's Boy does come here, but he works now, so you usually see him Saturdays, and Matt's sort of like not a replacement, just an alternative. So that sound all right, Matt?
I'm not sure how to take that. I'm an alternative. I'll take it as a compliment. I think it's the best way to do it. I think that's how I'll take it.
Well, we don't want to be like Flurfs and get hung up on meanings of words.
Yeah.
Oh, thanks, Blue. You got nothing coming out at the moment. You said, Blue, to me earlier.
Nah, I don't have any. I've got a lot of stuff started, but I've got to finish something, I guess.
Yeah.
We'll get around to it.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah. No rush.
I thought you'd run out of round to it.
Yeah, well, I've got some. Amazon's supposed to bring some today.
Drone delivery.
Who'd we have out there? We had Death. I know Gary was out there. Stevie B, Carl, Kia, Irish Stew, No Name. Let me scroll up a bit. John. Oh, John's already gone. I said goodbye to John. Who else did we have?
DVB. One's
Gary,
Death.
I said Gary. I don't know if who else was he? Oh yeah, Wally was out there too. Don't forget Wally. Fred. Adora. Still scrolling. How far can I get? Oh no! Did I say no name? Oh, Professor Bell was there earlier. He could have dropped in, but I don't know what happened there. I didn't get any message. Yeah, that's as far as I can go up. So if I've missed anyone, put wave now and you'll get a quick shout out. Oh, Death! Don't forget Death. There we go. I think that's everybody. There we go. Okay then. Oh, it's good night from me and it's good night from the panel. And we'll see you next time.
Night, Peanuts.
Good night from me.
And Paul's playing us out. We can hear him in the background. We're waiting till it gets to the crescendo.
Crescendo.
Yeah,
that's it.
Yeah.
The loud part. Yeah.
Loud bit.
I should have just said that in the first place.
Hang on, we need a fat lady to sing.
Oh, we can't. Yeah, we're waiting for the fat lady to sing. Yeah.
Well, a fat man do. I can sing if you like.
Sing us on out of here, kids.